Hi, I'm Tommaso, and I'm here with some members of our Discord community for another game in English. This one is called Cruel Love. I haven't spoiled which fairy tale we're gonna play. I think it's gonna be pretty obvious, pretty fast, but I'll let you discover it. And with me today, I have John, that will be the Pied Piper. Hello, John.
Hello.
Schnerfel, Garou. We can see beautiful plushie representing Garou there, and I'm sure that it will amaze us during the game, during the session. Then we have Happy, that will play James,
Salutations.
and then Naze, that will play Regina, the latest character we released for the game.
Hello.
All right, so we have, if I'm correct, we have two Americans, one French, and one British guy. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So as you probably know already, if you haven't seen videos before, I'm not a native speaker. I already asked forgiveness from the guys here. I will say something funny sometimes, so I'm trying my best, but be patient. If you don't know anything about Broken Tales is a game, a tabletop RPG of upside down fairy tales. It founded on Kickstarter. I think it was May. I lost the track of time. And very soon, a late pledge will open for those that missed the campaign. So if you missed it, I think I'll put something on the screen. It's an address. It will be active from September 6th of 2021. So if you missed the campaign because there were other things to back, because you didn't know about it, you can somewhat still get the game. And that will be open for some months, I think. I'm still not sure exactly when we'll close it, but there will be the possibility to get the game still for some time before we close it, definitely, and then we need to send everything to print and start shipping the stuff. Yeah, so before we get into the game, into Cruel Love, this specific session, I would like you guys to introduce your character in general terms. John, would you like to start with the Amazing Pied Piper?
Okay, the Piper. The Piper has no name. He's just known as the Piper. He's kind of lithe and thin. He wears mostly black with some gold accents on it, but he's got this cloak which has lots of different colours sewn on the inside. He's always carrying a pipe, which is kind of a musical pipe, that is, as opposed to a smoking one, made out of this kind of whitish material. And he wears a couple of theatre masks, a happy mask and a sad mask, around his neck.
All right, very well. Schnerfel, do you want to describe Garou? Well, we can see him in the thumbnail, but what about the character in the game?
Currently, Garou is choosing to present himself as a dog in his wolf form, but it looks a little bit more friendly so that he can pass off, make people think that he is just, a cute dog that happens to be with this group. If anyone's smart enough to tell, he has a little, a collar of wood and stone around his neck. And they can see he's a little bit sharper, but he's kind of just a little, looks like a ragged stray that someone took in.
All right. James?
Oh, yes. Well, I've been called many things: ship captain, duelist of the great renown, and the lover of most beloved woman. However, things changed when a child defeated me and fed my hand to a giant, enormous beast. I have a hook for a hand, a purple-red cloak, traveling boots. I'm trying my best to describe everybody.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Yeah. And
okay, so you haven't finished. All right.
Yeah, and I also have a blade and a gun.
Okay, those are gonna be useful, I think.
Yeah.
All right, then, Naze, you are Regina. Who's Regina?
Regina is the queen. You cannot deny her that she's the queen. She has very rich dress with a lot of jewels, and she inspires both awe and a fair amount of defiance when you see her. She's very cool looking, very cold, but you cannot deny her. She has a very kind of disturbing long leather whip that she just put some metal studs and spikes in. You don't know why yet. And she has a stiletto that she just uses, like a hair clip.
That's a kink, I guess. Anyway, we'll find that out during the game. Very well. So I think we can begin our session. And the story so far is that you've been summoned to from the Order, which is this secret society within the papacy that employs people like you, bad guys from the stories that somehow have been reborn after the wish expressed by the child savior. And you have to obey the Order because for some of you, that's the only way you can save yourself. And for some of you, it's the only way to confront your nemesis and to employ the powers that once you use for evil, now you can do something good with them, right? So this time, your task is to visit this forest in Romania called Hoia Baciu. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Where there's been people have disappeared in this forest, and the last of these disappearances unfortunately hit a family that was very close with the papacy. In particular, the daughter of an important, let's say, contributor to the cause of the Order has disappeared, and her name is Katerina. And you've been sent there to figure out what happened to her and what is happening in this forest, why people are disappearing around it, and in general, just figure out if there's something related to the occult or something evil going on, or if there are other reasons why these people are disappearing. So you find yourself already in the forest of Hoia Baciu, and you are on the path that some villagers have indicated you like the most likely to answer your questions. We were saying that Garou, you are in your wolf form.
Yes.
So the others are on their horses. The horses are a bit afraid of this giant wolf that is walking next to them. How do you handle that, Garou?
I'm well aware of the horses and their fears, being the long-term mighty hunter that I've always been. And I'm not sure if what is the Wolf Among Lambs ability something that I can use to soothe them, or is that only for changing how I look?
Well, actually, I think the horses would kind of know it because they're animals, and they would, even though you would look like a human, I think they would feel your smell. That they would know that there's something wrong with this human, even though maybe to their eyes you would look like a normal old person or whatever you or a kid or whatever you pick to be.
In that case, I would be keeping like well behind the horses, downwind of them, so that they don't have to smell my scent, and I just look like I'm a stray dog following the group.
Very well. Okay. As this happens, at some point you realize that there are some weird birds that are circling over a certain area of the forest, and they look like this. I think the name would be carrion birds, so those that are attracted by corpses. And I don't know who among you notices them first.
I will.
Okay, James. So, what do you say to the others?
Seems like a bunch of scavengers.
Maybe we should go check that out then. I mean, if it's a forest, things die, but for them to be swarming in such large numbers, maybe we should go see just what's caused this.
Indeed.
My Guru's ears prick forward, and I don't know if I have to use an ability for this, but it says in my find them forever after description that the stench of rot and corruption is something that I'm very sensitive to. So is that something that I could send out?
Yes, you actually your sense of smell is very very strong, and well, you smell several things. You smell that there's blood in the vicinities. You smell that there is decaying flesh, and you also smell other wolves.
Okay.
What are you waiting for then? Let's go.
Well, do you tell it to the others, or do you keep it to yourself?
I would, in my wolf form, would I be able to speak, or do I have to
Oh
appear?
yeah. You definitely can speak.
Okay, then in a like growling voice that doesn't sound like it should come from a wolf throat, I say, I smell blood. It is this way. Be careful. Other wolves appear in this forest. Follow.
Lead on, Guru.
And then I
Regina,
off in the direction.
Regina, what's your reaction to all this that is happening? You are used probably to more comfort.
Yeah, Regina is not enjoying the trek right now. It's muddy. There's nothing to drink, so I think she's just gonna make it as fast as she can. So she's gonna try to take the lead on this, just like she knows where to go, but she doesn't. So she's just gonna let Garu be right next to her, but not in front.
Okay, you by default, your character has a couple of let's say they're basically slaves, but let me find the right word.
Private contractors.
Yeah, not exactly. They are
Trusted servants.
Servants, yeah, thank you. You have a couple of servants. We don't need to detail them now unless you already know who they are exactly.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet. I'm assuming
Okay.
one is looking kind of big and looming over me behind in the shadow, and one is much slimmer and small. But I don't have more for now.
Are they on the horses, or are they carrying you, or
No, they're walking. Of course,
They're walking behind. Okay, close to
Yes.
Garu. All right. How's your horse? Is it
Fine.
better than the other horses?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
How is your horse?
My horse, it's a perfect white horse with a beautiful mane. It's got jewels on the bridle. It has nothing to do in a forest for an adventure, but it's here and it's very shiny and there's nothing to hide in there.
Okay, so probably your horse is a bit more nervous than the others because it's used to maybe walk the streets of beautiful cities more than creepy dark forests, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. So as you enter the forest, everything becomes darker. You can see the roots twirling around you, and they look like hands of old hags. The light has troubles entering the top of the trees, and somewhat when you enter the forest, you notice that even the sounds seem to somewhat become more distant, like the forest was creating this kind of cocoon around you. There's definitely something eerie in the air around you, and as you proceed towards the area where you saw the birds, things become more and more silent.
Can I play a jaunty a jaunty little tune on my pipe to try and keep the horses calm, keep everyone's spirits up as well at the same time? Something to kind of go, it's oppressively quiet in here. Let's just try and boost everyone's mood a little. And
Yeah,
also, if it
absolutely.
helps the horses with Garou, then not going to complain at that.
Yeah,
honestly,
actually-
in my character, I say pretty much that would call some attention, don't you think?
He didn't say he was doing it yet, just that he was contemplating it.
Oh,
So
Finding out if I can or not, because it's kind of my character's got the soul music, but it's a soma thing for imparting emotions and bewitching animals. I don't know whether you'd let me do it as kind of a free action rather than spending soma on it.
Well, the thing is this: you can do it as a free action. If you spend the soma, it has that effect 100%.
Okay.
If you just play a nice tune, then, well, it depends. Let's see. Of course, you can start playing, and people can tell you how they feel about it. Otherwise, you can impose that emotion on them, right?
Okay.
So you are touching. You have your flute in your hands, and James, are you intervening or you letting play?
I guess. Whatever. Let's play.
Give it a
Okay.
go.
So do you have the words for the song that you're playing, or is it just music?
Because I'm playing the pipe. I can't really sing at the same time, so it's just the music.
That's a great point. I'm not a musician, as you can see.
If it was like a guitar or something like that, then that'd be a different story. But no, it's just music.
All right. What kind of tune is it? Like, what's your goal with it?
It's to try and keep everyone's spirits up. So something happy, something jaunty, not overly loud necessarily, because James is right. We don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves, but it's enough to kind of so no one feels too trapped and enclosed by the cocoon of the forest.
Okay. Actually, now you reminded me that I do have the soundtrack. We can use the soundtrack that we made for Red Hood Iskra. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't want to put it too loud, but let's try it and let's see if that works. How is everybody feeling about the tune of the Piper?
Regina is very pleased. There's at least someone here that is much more educated than the others.
Civilized, my dear.
Yeah, she's taken back to the court, and she just takes a coin and toss it to you.
Guru gives a small tick-tock of his tail, but otherwise shows no change.
For a moment, I think the TikTok's a beast. So I'm a little alerted.
Okay, I'm just playing with the volume so that I can hear you well, but also play the music at the same time. I don't know if I can actually. No, I either if I raise the music, I also raise your voices and vice versa. I needed to plan this a bit better. I think there's a way to get the music at a different level, but that's not the case today. So let's keep it a bit low. This should work. Okay. Very well. So you proceed in the forest. The tune that you're playing doesn't seem to have attracted anything specific. But at some point you realize that, especially Garou, you notice that there's movement in the foliage ahead. And just before all of you, there are two corpses on the ground. And Garou, what you think you saw is that probably some wolves just left the scene.
Okay, are the bodies obvious for everyone to see, or are they kind of tucked away in a bush?
Well, I think most of you will see them. The smell starts to get quite strong. And well, they are a bit covered with the vegetation, but They don't seem overly fresh, to be honest. But yeah, you definitely see 2 corpses there.
Once I am sure that the rest of the party can see the corpses, I don't like the smell. This is a bad smell. So I growl to them, I will follow those wolves. And then I just try to go see if I can follow the wolves' scent to see what they're doing.
Okay. All right. So you move forward and go into the vegetation. What are the others doing?
I think if the smell is very bad, Regina just takes out a very big fan with diamonds on it and starts fanning herself, and then she gives the fan to one of her servants who just starts fanning her. She
Amazing.
she just gets down from the horse and then just walks to the corpses as the servant is fanning her behind.
Okay, well, yeah. The servant is panting behind her, like, my lady, wait for me. And then he's kind of moving the fan as fast as he can. But you are, I imagine, you are quite tall and
Yes.
Imposing in a way, right? So probably this one is the smaller servant, and you can see that it's hard for him to keep up with you.
Yes, but I just keep my big stride, and he has to adapt. That's not my
Yeah. Yes, of course. All right. What about the others?
Well, I take out my handkerchief and try to cover the smell. And then I notion to Regina, any chance you have an extra?
No, sorry, it's just the one. It's mine.
I will swing down off my horse. I've been some bad places. The smell of death and rot isn't unfamiliar to me. And I'll go over to the bodies, crouch down, and start seeing whether there is anything we can identify them with. Any marks or anything like that.
I
you still playing the
imagine
music?
you interrupt your tune, right?
Yeah, I can't play and do this at the same time. It's a
That's what I
thing.
thought. That's what I thought.
Okay. When you crouch on the corpses, well, first of all, you realize the corpses are one of a young girl and one of an older man. And as you look at them, you can see that they are dressed quite like they would come from a noble family of some kind. So they're not peasants. And the man is fairly older than the girl. From what you can see, they've been dead some time already, and their bodies are already decomposing. But they kind of look similar. They could belong to the same family, in your opinion.
The pipe would turn to Regina and go, Regina, these appear to be of noble birth. Would you have any idea from which family they may have come?
I mean, I can take a look.
Yes. Okay. So while you take a look and see if you know any of the symbols they have on their or on their clothes, if you can recognize any kind of embroidery or something that brings famous family to mind, I'll go back to Garou in the vegetation. Yeah, you are stalking a small pack of wolves. And at some point, one of them stays behind and faces you. He's kind of waiting to see what happens. And when he sees you, you can see that he retracts in fear, like he didn't expect to see such a big wolf coming behind him. And well, he's snarling at you, like. But you can see that he's afraid.
I think it's cute. Oh, look, the little puppy trying to assert its dominance. I settle myself into a stance, lower my head, and just pull back my lips to reveal my teeth. I don't even snarl. I just show him that I am much, much scarier than him, and he should submit to me.
Okay, you can see that when you do that, he basically crouches and his ears are lowered, and he starts to go like,
I stop the scary stance as soon as he submits, come forward and sit politely in front of him, and then in the language of wolves, try to ask about the bodies that I had smelled them near.
Right. So you can see that he understands your question. Of course, the language of wolves is not super sophisticated, so it's more sensations and feelings. And the way he responds is with some, I don't even know what would be the name of the noise that he makes. But he's kind of communicating to you some, he's trying to communicate to you that they didn't kill those humans, and they were just feeding because they were hungry.
I lift my nose and try to scent if there's any game in the area, any deer, anything that could be what a wolf would want to eat.
Well, probably it's a forest that there are animals. But you can imagine that these were easy prey for a pack of wolves that maybe is just hungry and maybe not the strongest to hunt. So you understand that they found the corpses there and they were just feeding.
Okay. I wanted to check because wolves won't eat decomposing corpses if there's other game, so there might have been like something wrong with the forest. In return for his help, if it's easy and quick, I will take down a like elk or deer that may be nearby so that they can have good fresh meat, not disgusting human meat.
All right. So you tell him to wait there, and you go on a hunt. Come back 10 minutes later with fresh game. The wolf is thanking you, and first is yelping, and then he comes closer to the carcass and drags it towards his pack. And the last thing he communicates to you is that it's dangerous to hunt in this wood. There is a strange creature.
I put my ears back and lick the air near him to say thank you, and then effectively give a dog version of good eating, and then return to my people.
Okay. So Garu's coming back. Regina, you in the meanwhile you are studying the corpses, and
Yes.
yeah, definitely this is the girl that the order sent you to rescue. And you
Job is
would
done.
imagine that the other one was probably the father.
Well, friends, I think this is gonna be an easy job. We got the girl, we got the man. Now we just have to find what killed it, and it's probably wolves. So we're done.
So kill the
Can I
wolves.
investigate the bodies?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Investigate the bodies a little bit more.
Yeah. So as you turn the bodies over, of course, now they're a bit disfigured because they've been dead some time, and various animals have been feeding on them. But one thing that strikes you, because it's present in both bodies, is that there are two weird holes on their neck, on both their neck.
Oh,
I don't think a wolf did this.
What do you mean?
Well, Garu, you are there now, and you can.
leaping out of the bush.
Yeah.
I trot back into the room or the area and then sit down and relay. The wolves of this area did not kill these people. They were just feeding on them because a strange creature is made hunting impossible in this area. We need to be looking for something that prevents the wolves from hunting, something that even wolves fear.
Okay.
Looks like this is not an easy job then.
Yeah, that's what I said. We can just keep going.
Well, you said there it was wolves.
I'm sorry, are you questioning me?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Let's just go.
Whatever.
Is there any track of something else going through?
Well, yeah, I think you think that they were on some kind of path. It is not as clear cut as the one where you were walking with the horses, but there is a path in the forest, and they seem to be on it.
Yes, well, at this point, she's just looking for anything to prove that she has the lead, so she's gonna start walking on the path.
May I take a moment to sniff around the bodies and see if there's any non-wolf smell or, anything that isn't part of our group? Like maybe catch the scent of the strange creature, if it's still there?
Yeah, actually, you can. You have a gift that is called Find Them Forever After. And you can memorize a smell and you will always remember it.
I was just asking if the smell would even be there.
Yeah, there is a smell that you do not recognize, and it doesn't smell like any animal you know about.
Okay, then in that case, I would like to use my Find Them Forever After and spend a single soma to memorize it.
Okay, so the way it works is basically automatic. You have 6 soma points. You use 1, so we go to 5. I'll just make a note here. And from now on, you will remember the noise, the smell, sorry. And when you are approaching something that is related to the smell, I will have to tell you, okay? And immediately you realize there is another trail that goes a bit on the side that somehow is related to that smell.
I face that way, wag my tail, and indicate for people to follow me.
You just
Regina?
hear a deep sigh. In the time you took to just look at Garou doing his job, she changed. So now she has the right dress for the forest, and she has boots, and she's ready to go.
Okay.
Quick costume change, gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right.
that was
So
fast.
you exit the main path, let's call it that way, and go into wherever Garou is going, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you walk a bit in that direction, and let's say that after a couple of minutes, you reach a bit of an opening. And in the opening, there is definitely something strange. You can see that on the trees there are some little trinkets. There are trinkets that are attached to the trees. And on the ground, there seem to be some kind of pentacle drawn in ashes or things like that.
Pentacle.
Pentacle, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought you said tentacle for a moment, and I was
No,
just like,
pentacle.
wait, why would that be on the ground?
It looks like there's some kind of ritual.
Quickly.
It looks like some kind of ritual, and well, it's fairly easy to say that it might be some kind of pagan ritual of some kind.
Okay.
Careful to not disturb the ashes. I kind of trot around and try to sniff the ornaments, see if there's anything noteworthy smell-wise.
Yeah, you keep feeling the smell that was on the bodies, but other than that, let me see. Yeah, you're not 100% sure what that ritual would do.
As we're looking at this weird drawing, Regina just snaps a finger and says, "Damien, come here and give a look." And that's the small guy. And the
Okay,
small guy
so you need to actually, when you call them by name and they need to do something, you need to create a descriptor for them. So now we are kind of deciding that this guy, if I understand correctly, would know something about this stuff. Yeah.
Yes, he's well versed in occultism and stuff like that. So
Okay.
he's supposed to be able to get something out of this. And I have to choose who I pay them, right?
It's not necessarily that you pay them now, but you will have to pay them before the end of the session. So be careful what you pick.
Yes, that's
So he's called Damien.
yes.
Okay.
I guess I would tell him that he can get a part of whatever beasts attacked the creature, the girl and the father.
Okay, so Damien is kind of doing like this with his hands, like, my queen, yes, this is super interesting. Thank you, my queen. I couldn't wait to find something like this. Thank you for bringing me on this beautiful trip in this bright and exciting forest. Let me take a look. So he kind of crouches on the pentacle, and you can see that he touches it with his fingers, and then he puts the finger into his mouth, like trying to figure out.
I'm kind of disgusted by this.
What
Yeah,
that
me
is.
too.
Expert.
He seems super excited, like a kid on Christmas Day, you know. And after a few minutes, he turns towards you and says, "This is definitely a ritual to summon a demon of some kind. I would need to study it longer to understand, but something obscure is going on here. I'm so excited, my queen." And then he
No
starts
one likes to suck up.
scribbling the symbol on his notebook.
Yes. Finish your notes and then go back to fanning, please.
No one likes to
yes,
suck
I
up.
will.
No one's likes to suck up.
So we're looking for a demon.
Whilst
Well, that's what Damien is saying, but Damien might not be the
I
highest.
think I
authority.
know what the story is, but I'm not just going to say it out loud.
Okay, let's see.
Whilst Damien is busy scribbling around the symbol, can I have a look around at the trinkets? And the pipe is quite widely travelled. He's been lots of places. He collects lore and stories and songs and fables and things like that. Would I recognize anything here? Either potentially a story about something putting two puncture wounds in someone's neck, or about this, the trinkets I'm seeing, where, can I recognize where they come from and know whether there's any particular lore attached to that area, anything like that?
So now we need to take a look at your descriptors, and well, you have the first one that might help you in the sense that you've been indulging in the company of noblemen, but also professors and students and other things. And you think you might have heard about something like that before.
Okay.
And so I think this is a position check. Let's see if you can actually figure out what these trinkets are.
Oh, this
So
is
the way
exciting. The first roll.
the way this works is that if you have a descriptor that is somehow related to what you're doing, then you start with 3 base successes, okay? And I give you an opposition level. In this case, I think the opposition level could be medium, so 5.
Okay.
So you start from 3 because your descriptor is relevant, and you need to reach at least 5 to have an outcome with a consequence. That means that, yes, you succeed in your action, but there is some kind of consequence that we can decide. Your goal now is to fill that gap of 2 points.
Okay.
And of course, you can succeed better if you want to. If you want to succeed better, instead of 2 points, you try to fill 3, and that will give you a standard outcome. And if you want to succeed like in a spectacular way, then you can fill 4. That would give you the outcome with an increment.
Okay.
How can you fill this gap? So the easy way is that you spend Soma. Every time you spend a Soma point, you fill one of this gap point. So, for example, now if you wanted to get to 5 automatically, you would spend 2 Soma and you would be done, right?
Yes.
Or you can roll dice. What's the problem with rolling dice? That if a single die rolls a 1, then the whole action failed somehow. So you can mix and match the 2 things. So you can also decide, okay, I spend 1 Soma and I roll 1 die. Or if you want to do better, you can say I spend 1 Soma, I roll 2 die. So I get the standard outcome. Now, the important thing in Broken Tales is that you have to decide beforehand how well you want to succeed in this specific action. One thing to remember is that the outcome with a consequence, so when you just break even with the opposition level,
Yes.
it's a perfectly acceptable outcome because beginners usually they don't want to go for that because they don't want the consequence, but it's adding in general something interesting to the game. However, if you really need this action to succeed without any problem, then you might want to do better.
Okay. At this point in time, I'm going to try for a standard success. So I'm going to go
Okay.
I'm going to try and fill the gap for 3.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point in time, if it fails completely, it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to try rolling 3 dice and let's see what happens. Why
Okay.
not?
Perfect. So we installed the Echo Dice bot in English on the server. I don't know if you had a chance to play with it a bit.
Yes. I got told how to do it in the end when I was doing so badly. I will give it a go then.
Okay, so it is !E and then the number of. Okay, you know already. Okay, you failed. So just for whoever is watching, John rolled a 6, which is a success, a 4, which is a success, but also a 1, which is a
failure.
A failure.
So just basically a single number will just fail you?
Yeah, will fail the whole action. And this is the whole risk and reward mechanic in the sense that, yeah, you can the rolling dice is free, but the more dice you roll, the more probable it is that you get a 1. And you just need a single 1 to fail everything. So that's why sometimes you want to reduce the risk by investing some of your Soma, so you will have to roll less dice. Like the goal of this game is to roll as little dice as possible to succeed in your actions, right? Like after a while that you play, you come up with some strategies, and in my opinion, it's never wise to roll more than 3 dice. And if you do half and half, so a bit of Soma and a bit of dice, you know that you can actually waste your Soma, because even when you spend Soma, if you roll a 1, you still waste it.
Yeah.
And in Broken Tales, the characters don't have that much Soma to spend, so you need to use it wisely. But one thing I can tell you is, just because this is a one shot especially, don't keep it all for the end, because that also is not a great strategy. Like you might need it along the way. So that's something to keep in mind. But in general, if you can, try not to roll more than 3 dice, because then the probabilities of failing become pretty high. Of course, if you're out of Soma, that's the only thing you can do. All right, so well, you touch one of the trinkets, and you got nothing. You are not sure where they're from, but somehow you feel it resonating in the air. When you touch it, it's like there's some kind of weird vibration that comes.
Like a tuning fork.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking about, but I didn't know the name. So I was thinking
That's
about that.
something I would feel.
Sorry, Guru?
Is that something that I would feel since, animal sensitive to things?
I think all of you noticed that he activated something.
Sorry, guys. Is this just for the failure? It's a punishment. Okay, so I'll back off from the trinket I've just touched.
This is an interesting thing. Like failure in with this system never leaves the situation exactly as it was before the check.
Okay.
So there's always something happening because we don't want that people stand in front of things and try until they succeed. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make the game more interesting. So the story always continues, and in this case, this is what I came up with, but it could have been something else.
This is fine. So after touching it and feeling the not so good vibrations, I will back off and I'll say to James. Well, I'll say to everyone. I don't think I should have touched that. Can anyone else feel that?
I have a question, Tommaso. For the servant I created, I have to create a descriptor for it.
Yeah, sorry, we kind of forgot, but yeah, you have to. In this case, I think it's something related to occultism of some kind.
So I wanted to make him well versed in occultism, but can get carried in his craft.
Yes.
And so I think this would be. He could be attracted to the trinkets, and he would try to take one, I think.
Okay, and because you are doing that, when you put the descriptor of a servant in play, and they put them into trouble of some kind, you gain experience at the end of the session. In this case, it's not super relevant because this is not a campaign. We're not continuing. At least this is the plan. but in general, when your servants are getting in trouble because of their descriptor, you will get experience.
Yes, well, that's a nice thing. But right now, I think he's just gonna take one of the trinkets, and I don't know if it's good.
Okay, so you said it's well versed, but it can get carried away, right?
Yes.
I would like to slightly interrupt. And if Guru sees the servant approaching the trinkets after Piper already made that like really awful noise, because my doggy ears super does not like that. No. If I see him reaching for them, I am going to snap my teeth at his hand.
All right. So clearly, Damien is very attracted by these trinkets and is trying to reach out and grab one. And you can see that he's trying to do it in secret, like trying to hide behind a tree or something. But Garou sees him, and you snarl at him, and Damien freezes. And if I wasn't touching it. Of course, I wasn't touching it. I'm sorry. Well, Regina, you noticed the scene.
As I see that, I just snap back at him. Damien, come back here right now.
Yes, my queen, I'm coming.
Tell you to do.
Yes, I will. Fast.
And I just paw at my ears, my poor abused ears.
Very well. Okay, so nothing happens. Like there was this kind of resonance. Something happened, but you don't see changes around you. There doesn't seem to be anyone coming. You don't feel weird besides the noise being annoying. So yeah, you're still there in the opening.
Garou, do you still have the trail?
Do I, Tommaso?
The smell, you feel the smell pointing back to the main path where you found the corpses.
So the way we came. This is the end of the trail.
Yeah, it doesn't go further than that.
The smell ends here. Whatever this creature did, it probably flew.
Or disappeared.
Or it came from here. This is the beginning, not the end.
Oh,
Possibly.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Says the words of a wise musician.
Occasionally happens. I am going to be stupid.
stupid's good.
I'm going to say, Guru, you may want to cover your ears, and I'm going to try touching a different trinket.
Oh.
Well, you
Admiration
do.
over.
You do, and the same thing happens as before.
Okay, so is it the same vibration, or is it a different one that adds on and
It's,
either Guru would be able to tell this with their wolfy hearing, or I might be able to know this as a musician.
well, you have the strong, like as a musician, you like probably the pitch is the same. The more you touch these things, the more you suspect that the reaction they're having is some kind of alarm.
Ah. Well, I told you it was a stupid thing I was going to do. It was either it was going to make it worse or it was going to alarm something else. So either way, it's fun. Okay. The other path that Regina started off on before we diverted down the Guru route,
Yeah.
is it far? Would it be far to get onto that just in case? Because at the moment, I don't know whether the alarm is for if anything got out of the pentacle and the clearing, or whether it was someone has got into the clearing and the pentacle bit. But I don't know if there's a huge amount more we can do here without knowing. Either we wait here and see whether anything comes summoned by the trinket sounds, or we could always try the other path that the girl and the old man were on originally.
Yes, I don't think waiting is a good idea. I would go back to the path.
What do you think, James?
I guess the path sounds pretty good.
Guru, can you take us there? It'd get you away from the noise.
I'm very enthusiastically.
All right. So you go back to the original path, and it is run down. It looks like it hasn't been used that much lately, but clearly it was a path that people used maybe not long ago. It's a bit overgrown, but you can clearly see, when in a wood when people keep walking on the same route, at some point it kind of you can just see it. As you continue down there, and maybe the day starts to turn into twilight, between the leaves of the trees, at some point you see what seems to be a gate, and in the distance a castle. So the forest is opening up a bit to this area with the gate, and behind it there's it seems to be a garden of some kind, that also covered by brambles and pretty rundown. Behind it, a bit hidden by all the vegetation, there seems to be a palace of a castle or something.
You think the trinkets came from here?
To whom are you asking?
I'm asking, yeah. I'm asking the entire group. Do you think the trinkets came from here?
I sniffed the air to see if there's any smells that would connect the two.
Yeah. You think that the smell that you felt in the there in the opening where there was the ritual somewhat is lingering in the garden as well.
Bad smell.
Would we know from being hunters under the order of the papacy? Would we know whether there are any nobles, any if there's a palace here? Would we know who would live here? Regina, would you know that as
Yes.
a
Do I
queen?
have any knowledge about any noble living here? Owing me money, probably.
Well, it's a bit hard because there wasn't Wikipedia back in the days. Just looking at the palace, you can kind of guess that yes, it's probably a noble family that used to live here, but the place is quite run down. So it's either somebody that in disgrace, or maybe the place is empty and somebody squatting, or you don't know. But you are not that familiar with the area, so this is the first time you visit, so you wouldn't know exactly.
Okay, so clearly no one I would know would keep their castle this way. So
Beneath
Probably
your
you would imagine that it's some kind of minor family, nobody famous.
oh,
Yeah,
definitely
not
beneath
those
Regina
names.
Yeah.
Should we see whether we can find lodging for the night here, my friends?
I guess.
you mean in the castle, right?
Yes, not here outside the gate. Even I'm not that as cruel to you as that, my lady.
Then again, pretty much, maybe that's where the monsters' den is.
Question: where are your horses? Do you still have them with you, or they're
If leading them, you said we're on foot for this, so I would imagine we're leading them by the
Okay.
reins.
Yeah, so here's where they stop. They don't want to go any further.
Ah,
Oh,
that's kind of
telling.
a bad sign. That's a bad sign. Definitely a bad sign.
Every
That's a
horror
bad
movie I've
vessel.
ever seen is now screaming in the back of my head.
Tommaso,
Yeah.
since
Now,
the
now
animals
it's weird. Oh, sorry. You keep talking. I don't mean.
since the animals don't want to go in there, as I am somewhat of an animal myself, is there anything that would be conveyed to a more animal brain that like castle bad, or I don't know,
Mm,
or am I
Well-
too predatory to recognize it? Or would I see like recognize a fellow apex predator's territory?
As you get closer, well, first of all, there's the garden thing where the vegetation is really aggressive, and it seems that the garden is some kind of labyrinth. Like there are these very tall bushes that are taking these sharp turns. So getting to the house is probably not going to be super straightforward. You still smell the smell that you pinned down before. But there's another smell, a lot wilder, like some beast.
Okay. Who surrounds their house with a hedge maze? That's just bizarre.
Hmm.
No one wanting
doesn't
guests,
shock me.
obviously. Do we? I think we should try and. It's getting dark. I, for one, would rather sleep with a roof over my head, but I am conscious that the horses
There's
don't
a-
want to go in.
I'm pretty sure there's something in there.
Yes, so am I. However, we have you, my friend. You are our mighty sword in this venture. We have Garu's sharp teeth and keen senses. Between us, I'm sure we can deal with any threat that comes up.
I will
Well
protect
said,
your flesh.
my musical friend.
Whereas
I
I
just-
just blow tunes on my flute.
And well, pretty much half of us are actual fighters.
My lady Regina has her hulking friend behind her, who I'm sure will protect her with his life if necessary.
You mean the small one?
As you will all.
No, the big one. The big one.
Oh, I didn't notice the big one.
How do you not notice the big one? He's twice her size.
They're very silent. They're just looming over me in shadow. You don't see the face.
Yeah. Wait, by the way, if talking hulking, are we talking like giant hulking or just like very burly man hulking?
Just very burly man. I don't think I'm allowed to have more than this.
Yeah. Your servants are humans. They're not
Oh.
supernatural.
So just very, very hench. He lifts. It's obvious he lifts.
Yeah. Hopefully he does have some combat experience.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We'll find that out when it comes to it. He could be another musician and just a very tall one.
Yes,
After all,
absolutely.
the massive guys are always like the nice gentle ones.
So it could be Damien that's the psycho killer. Who knows? We'll find out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Damien, do you wanna-
while you are discussing about entering or not entering or going there to sleep or ask for a roof over your head, you can hear from the garden a male voice, seems fairly young, that is shouting, "Help me! Can you hear me? Please! I've been here the whole night. Please help me! I can't
See?
get out."
You see, if we did that, we would be like him.
As
I would
soon as
never
I
get
can hear you. Can you hear me?
But whatever, let's just help him.
immediately tries to see if he can make his way to the voice.
Stay where you are. Just keep talking. We will come and find you. Garou. I don't want to say fetch, but that's the word that came to my mind.
Gru fetch throws him across the.
Okay, first of all, how do you cross the gate? Because the gate is
Oh.
rusty, but it's closed. It's not
Okay.
torn down. It's closed. It looks like somewhat is blocking
Can I
the passage, and it doesn't look like.
I
I mean,
try
it
something?
looks like it could be in use.
Can I try
James,
something?
Yeah.
Can I pretty much it says here, can I use like with a sword or a smile? Like, can I find some way like to do like a super precise like thing to get over the gate?
Well, one thing that you will be able to do with that kind of gift is that once per scene, you can do this super precise action. So you think you can pull off to use your sword as a key to open the gate.
I guess. What kind of gate is this? Just asking.
Iron gate, rusty, but it's not broken.
Oh, so it's not like a moat or like, like a drawbridge?
No, it's not a drawbridge.
Yeah, so I want to try to find some way to do a precise thing to get get through the gate.
Okay, so if you're okay with using your sword as a key, it would just work like that, because one per scene
Sure.
you can just do that.
Yeah.
So
I applaud politely.
I'm
Impressed.
a freaking wolf. I just
James,
jumped.
do you
you.
want to describe your action for the others' amusement?
I guess. To show that I'm not just here.
Do you do it with lots of flourishing? Do you just pull it out, stick it in, turn it, and it's done?
Well, maybe I think I just throw it to the key and then just do a few like front flips and then just unlock it like that.
Okay, you are
Unlock it
under the
like-
impression that James really wants to show off now.
Hence the polite applause.
I mean,
Sorry.
if I was you.
But the plan works, and you can hear the gate opening and creaking, like.
If it
And
was
then-
that easy, I would have done it.
The
Probably.
way is open. Remember that you can use this gift one per scene, and until we change the scene, you cannot use it again. So
So
Okay.
this is now when we say Guru fetch. There we go.
Yeah, throw.
all right. So Garou, you go first, right?
Yes.
Are you turning into a human, or you're still because I don't know if the whoever is calling you, probably they do not expect to see a giant wolf coming to their rescue.
Well, my one concern is that there may be something that is of danger to them, and I want to keep my fangs and claws to be able to defend. But
Okay, keep in mind that you will maintain your human form as long as you do not use another gift. But if you want to stay as a wolf, that's fine. Just know that it seems a human voice that is calling. So
okay, well, as I run towards the voice, I will use my Wolf Among Lambs ability to change into a, let's see, what looks like a very scrawny, hasn't been fed in a while looking middle-aged man, because I feel like it's going to be a little bit more well received. and try to run into the where I see, or where I smell this guy looking like someone who would potentially be a savior and not there to eat him.
okay, you're aware that you will spend one soma to do this.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as an old man, you enter the labyrinth. What are the others doing? Do you go behind Garou, or do you wait outside, or what's the plan?
Regina is not going to wait. She just goes right next to Garou again.
Very well.
I guess I follow Garou.
Okay.
I follow the man.
James, follow. Piper.
I will stay where I am, but play something on my flute, on my pipe, so that they know where the exit is, just in case they need to get back out in a hurry.
Okay. All right.
So I'm just playing a little ditty so that you know where I am.
Yes.
You know which way is out should you need to try and find your way back to it, so you don't get lost within the maze.
All right. Hey, I can hear the music. Can you hear me? I'm here. Please, I've been here all night. Garou, you enter the maze, and it's it's much bigger than you expected. And there are I think the word is brambles. These brambles that are somewhat not looking 100% natural. You can see that there are pretty long thorns on these brambles, and when with the corner of your eye, when you're not looking, it seems they are kind of moving. They are sliding on the ground like snakes, but when you turn towards them, they're still.
Would I see the maze moving from the outside? You know, anything moving within the maze from the outside? Because I've got
you hear
kind of an objective viewpoint.
You hear a weird noise that sounds like rustle.
Okay, so I hear lots of rustling. Okay,
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm mostly relying on my sense of smell to try to follow the human smell to find this person. I don't know if my wolf smell still works while I'm disguised as a human.
Okay. You manage pretty well to reach what seems to be close to the center of this garden. You spend some minutes in it, but following the voice and the smell, you can kind of orient yourself. However, the entrance to the center of the garden is covered with this kind of brambles, and definitely they seem to move to block your passage. and as you look at them, the thorns are becoming longer and longer.
Well, that's just rude.
Hey, please help me! You can hear the voice behind it.
Well, I mean, like, what kind of maze is this?
It's
Like a garden maze, hedge maze?
Yeah, it's a garden maze. Yeah.
Then why don't we just climb over the bushes and just see?
Thorns, dude.
Well, because there are the thorns. Yes.
Don't we all have gloves?
I mean,
I probably don't have the right gloves for this.
Yeah. I know. Regina doesn't, but
Are the others following me? I know Piper.
yeah, I'm following Guru.
I'm here too.
No, Piper is outside. You can hear a faint music coming from where you enter the maze.
Does it seem like the plants are trying to swallow us too, or they're just remaining the same, and when we want to move them, they go back to their shape?
Sorry, if the plants are trying to swallow you.
Yeah. Are they actively progressing toward us, or are they just remaining?
Well, you all have the impression that when you are not looking at them, they're moving towards you. Yes.
So
if only we had someone with a sword.
Oh right, yeah, that's me. I just cut them down. Well, maybe that would aggravate them. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. Cut them down. I forgot that was me.
Okay, James. So you try to cut down the barrier in front of you. I would say this is a position check because you have the descriptor. I am a skilled swordsman. You start with 3 base successes, and even in this case, the position level is 5. So the question now is that how well do you want to succeed in this action, and to which outcome you're aiming at? So is it an outcome with a consequence, a standard outcome, or an outcome with an increase? The increase is something that you can spend to either activate some special things in your gifts, or it's something extra that is good for you that happens.
I think something good.
Okay, so something good, you mean like just a standard, so there's no consequence?
No consequence, yeah.
Okay, so that would be a gap of 3 that you have to fill. You can
So
spend
do
Soma, you
I
can
just-
roll dice, or you can do mix and match.
So do I just roll?
If you want to just roll, then it would be 3 dice, yes.
Yeah. I'm doing the same thing that John Kuhn did.
Okay. All right.
Hey!
Yeah, I did it.
For
Standard.
who's watching, we got a 5, we got a 3, and we got a 4. They're all successes. So the action succeeded exactly like you wanted. And do you want to describe how did you cut this barrier?
Well, I cut it with like maybe doing like some sort of like very like performance based kind of thing, like kind of like Zorro. Maybe like I know. I do it like a circle. I cut in a circle, which like leaves like a little big hole in it.
Okay. Well, you see a flourish of leaves exploding in front of you. The plants seem to retreat, faced with the formidable opposition of James the Swordman, and the entrance to the center of the labyrinth is open. What you see in front of you is a little yard with a bush of beautiful blue roses in the center. And on the other side of the barrier you just destroyed, there is this young man, maybe he's in his 30s, nice blonde curly hair, but he's very dirty. He seems super tired, and he's like, "Oh, thank God you saved me." And then he looks at you, James, first. Then his eyes move to Garou is like, oh, even an old man managed to get into the labyrinth. And then, and who is this beautiful lady? He stands on his feet. It's like, I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Gaston. I've been trying to leave from the garden for I don't know how many hours now. Like, you need to leave. This is a dangerous place. This is a dangerous place. Something horrible is going on here.
We
Can I
know.
just clarify. Sorry, you go, James.
I tell him, I pat him on the back and said, "We know." Yeah.
Simple,
I need to
subtle,
go
like
to the
it.
village. I need to go to the village. I need to warn them of what's going on here. I've been tortured the whole night, and we need to kill the beast. We need to kill the beast.
The
Just
beast?
to clarify, when you say Gaston is a young man, how young are we talking? Because in my head, I had it down as a kid, but this sounds like a kind of teen to young 20s.
No, he's in his 30s.
Oh, wow.
Oh
okay.
yeah. That sounds like. That's what I visualized.
Okay.
Even though I am in old man form, I get semi-close and I sniff at Gaston to see if it's...
Gaston
Yeah,
takes
that doesn't.
a step
That
back.
does not look weird.
Gaston
in
takes
any
a
way,
step back. It's like, what's wrong with the old man? Like, why is he sniffing me? Like,
Don't
I know,
worry.
I'm
He
smelling,
does
like,
his
I've been-
thing. He does his thing.
What does he
Well,
smell like?
Yeah, you smell as wet, and you smell some wounds of some kind, and you also smell the smell you felt in the forest.
Is it the bad smell or the beast smell? Because there were the two different smells.
Yeah. It's no, it's the first smell, the one that you could smell of where the ritual was taking place.
How strong is it?
Well,
Does it seem like it's just like lingering on?
he's not. It's not coming from him, but
Okay.
something with that smell has wrapped him in.
Ah,
Oh,
Were you
I-
hurting any?
you guys don't know this information unless I tell you.
No, you don't. We don't. You're right. We don't. And I'm still quite happily playing my
yeah.
tune.
You're outside.
Yeah.
Doodly doodly do.
Yeah. What is this music? Like, who's playing? Like,
Don't worry about the dog or the music. Just look at me. What are
What
you doing
I'm in
here, young
uniform
man?
right now.
Hey, what?
hey, okay. Well, he turns towards Regina's like, yes. Well, he's kind of mesmerized. Like, oh, you're very beautiful. You're
Yes, I know.
Who's this lady? Like, why are you accompanying yourself with this old man that sniffs people? And I understand this guy. This, like, he looks like a sophisticated guy, but this old man.
Garu's going to interrupt this conversation and just be like, place bad, let's go. Grabs elbow and starts trying to drag Gaston out.
It's like, hey, wait. Well, you're right. Let's go. I need to warn the village.
I guess we
Okay,
follow.
so you're dragging Gaston out of the labyrinth.
I feel like there's more going on.
Okay, Piper, the Pied Piper. You see an old man, which you imagine being Garou, dragging this young guy that is definitely confused, and his clothes are all dirty.
You
He's
made it.
shouting something about a beast.
A beast.
Yes.
Come here. Tell me all about it. I shall pat him on the back and calm him down. I'll give him some wine that I've got in a wine. I imagine I've got a wine pouch. I'll just give him a drink to calm his nerves. While he's there drinking it, I'll just say what was in the clearing at the center to Garou, because no one else has come out yet.
Yes. I just wanted to know. You said there were blue roses in the middle.
Yeah, blue roses. Yes.
I think I want to have a look at that.
Okay. Well, you go close to the bush, and well, you never seen roses so beautiful, and especially this is color that you don't see very often at all.
I mean, there is no word in which I'm not taking a rose. I'll just call to Damien. and tell him
Yeah.
to pick up a rose.
My lady, this place is a bit sinister. Are you sure we should take the roses? Maybe the owner of the place wouldn't like that.
I actually kind of think that's. I agree with the short man.
Short man.
I agree with the short man.
Are you
Pretty much,
saying no
this
to
is
me
no
right
time
now?
for souvenirs.
You're saying no to me right now. This is unacceptable. I want a rose. I'm gonna get a rose.
It's like,
I just-
yes.
I'm pretty sure that. Look, this is no time for souvenirs. We don't know what this place is.
My lady
This place
wants
could
a
be
rose, and
cursed.
then she gets a rose. James, this is what happens here.
Exactly.
You see?
I just walk away. I
I'm
just
sorry,
walk
but
away.
I have a descriptor that says, "I am determined to get what I want, and if you, I sincerely hate being told no, so I'm just gonna pick up a rose."
So you pick it. I didn't understand. You pick it up yourself, or you ask Damien to get
No,
the
it's
rose?
Damien. Damien's taking it.
Okay. Well, okay, he obeys, picks up a rose. He's very careful not to get stung with the thorns. He picks up a rose, and then a few moments later, the rose comes off normally. A few moments later, you can hear from the top of the house that, no, you can see quite clearly from where you are. You hear a window opening, and the wooden I don't know the word
Shutter.
the wooden shutter, yeah, exactly, thank you. The wooden shutters are beating against the wall. You can hear a roar from the top of the buildings, like, leave my roses alone.
I actually thought it was something different. I'm talking about the story tale. The fairy tale. I honestly thought it was something super different.
Okay,
That's part of the fun,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I stare at Damien and I just shoot daggers at him. You see, you shouldn't have picked the rose. Just drop it and let's go.
But my lady, but you told me to. Okay, I'll drop it.
I'm already gone.
Should we go?
I'm already gone.
Did she catch up to me? Does
I
does
tried
Regina
to.
catch?
James,
Yeah.
you were going towards the exit, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Regina's a bit behind you, but not much. So she
So
can
how
definitely.
was flower picking, my lady?
Damien
How's the
just
flower?
has no skill.
Of course, yes. You know, I heard that roar from here, by the way. So why don't we just get the hell out of here and just?
Yes, I think that's a smart idea. I think we should go to Gaston.
I'm
Okay.
guessing we heard the roar from where we were as well.
Yeah. You definitely heard the roar, and it feels like the roar of a beast.
Even though I'm still in human form, I like face it and like peel my lips back to growl at it, which is just a strange behavior from a human.
Well, Gaston is like, "What's wrong with this guy?"
Yeah, he's old. He's a little bit senile. Getting on a bit. We just
He thinks
humour
he's
him.
a dog. He honestly, can we just say he thinks he's a dog?
I mean, why not? It's accurate. What's all this about roses? Why is this beast roaring about blue roses? Could you explain this to me?
I don't know
Wait.
anything about it. Like,
Well,
are you talking to Gaston?
wait, did we catch up to Piper yet?
Yeah. You're all outside.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, basically, why don't you ask Miss Wants a Rose right now?
Miss
well-
wants a rose right now. What happened?
Damien
Regina?
tried to pick a rose and he failed, and then there was a growl.
Well,
Did he
maybe-
fail to pick the rose, or did he pick the rose?
He picked the rose, and then
So-
he failed somehow. I don't know how, but he did.
And
Okay,
guess who
fine.
asked to pick the rose? I'm just
I-
gonna give you.
I don't think I even need to guess at this. Okay, so somehow, who or whatever lives in this house is angry because we picked the rose.
First of all, who are you?
Hi. We are
Where-
here on behalf of
the
do we
pumpkin.
want to say we can't say because the order's supposed to be a secret, isn't it?
We're
Well,
here
I
to
think-
let's just say we're here. The town hired us to investigate this place.
He's from the town, though. He'd know that.
I think your best bet would be the church, because the church it's a good.
Yeah. So
It's
if
not a
we-
lie.
So if we say we're here from the church, we heard of issues in this area, and they sent us to investigate.
Oh, finally! It like the mayor of the city is completely useless. I'm glad that finally the church stepped in and sent some valiant people like you, this beautiful lady, this distinct gentleman, this funny musician, and the old man. But do you
I
know
give
what's
him a
going on
glare.
here? Have you heard? Have you heard how many girls are missing? It's all because of the beast. The beast. You need to keep it here until I come back with the villagers. We need to put a stop to this. This has to end today. And the other one, the one that kept me in the room the whole night. I don't even know what she did to me. Like, I
Is
feel
she
weird.
involved?
I don't remember what happened. She did unholy things to me. I don't even want to guess. I don't remember, but I don't even want to guess.
There's a woman involved in this.
Oh, of course there are women involved.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Well,
this is 16th
is
century
Gaston,
Europe.
man.
Misogyny. Let's go
Gaston
with it.
speaking.
Oh my. Wait. Oh, I now I get the name. Now I get the name. I just got the name.
A round of applause for James, who's turned up at the conversation now. Well done.
Yeah.
No, but no, it took me
No,
a while
I-
to get it as well. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay then. So we've got we can.
I'd like to talk to Gaston. I would like to ask, like, what are you talking? What beasts?
Wait, is it Gustave or Gaston?
It's
There's-
Gaston.
Gaston.
Yeah, it just took a while for me to get the name.
There's a terrible beast living here. He kidnaps young women and keeps them here for long stretches of time, and then releases them. And I don't know what's going on, but this is not right.
What are these women okay when they're released? Are they hurt? Are they injured? Do they just come back? Are they changed? Are they the same?
Yes, they come back, and some of them are not speaking about it, and some of them seem fine. I don't know what's going on, but this is not right. And you, as man of the church, must know what I'm talking about.
And women.
I stand uncomfortably close and ask, "Why were you in garden?"
Well, because I thought that I could face the beast by myself, and it turns out I'm got a bit confused there in the garden, and then the other one, she did something to me. I don't know what.
She did
Who
something
do you
to
mean?
you.
The other one? You mean the woman, right?
There's a woman here, and I think she's a witch. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like I have this. You see that he is scratching his neck quite obsessively.
Right.
I move Grace. I move his hand to look.
Yeah, you notice that there are the same two little holes that you found on the corpses.
I sniff the holes.
Sorry.
I sniff the holes.
Okay.
I sniff them.
Yeah. Well, they smell like the smell you could pick up in the forest.
I look at Damien and go, would he know what Thing in Forest is? Should we take him to Thing in Forest?
Silence.
Damien only answers to me, I think.
Yes, actually, Damien is afraid of you, especially when you snarl at him before when he was trying to touch the trinkets.
I'll just go straight to the face of Gaston and said, "Have you summoned a demon here?"
Me? A demon? I just live in the village and everybody loves me. Why would I summon a demon? We already have a monster here. We don't need another.
Do you know anything about a pentacle in the forest?
Why would I know anything about that?
Can I check if he's lying or not?
Well, sure. You don't have any descriptor that would help you with that, maybe? Let me check, but
I don't think so either.
Okay.
I just want to try to figure.
Yeah, so when you don't have any descriptor that is useful, you start from 1. But in this case, I think the difficulty, the opposition level would be just 3. So you would have 2 points of gap to fill. And you can get like an outcome with a consequence with 2 points, or a standard with 3, or increment with 4. So you can decide how many dice to roll.
I'll try to do a consequence.
Okay, so you just roll 2, yeah?
All right. So just copy 2D.
Yeah. It is
All right.
yeah.
All right. Let's see if it flies. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, okay, so he seems very offended that you are trying to he notices what you're trying to do, and he seems really offended. It's like, well, I don't like you anymore, even if you saved me. Why don't you trust me? I'm here to protect the village, just like you. Like, why you are now accusing me of something I haven't done?
We're trying to investigate.
Well,
I'm sorry if I offended you.
I will leave now. I will come back tonight with the village. You keep the situation under control, and if the beast comes out, you try to survive. Don't fight it alone. It's too strong. I tried it, and I couldn't make it.
Okay. Would we, as hunters, have developed a kind of signal, kind of hand code or something like that, so that we could say stuff without?
Well, I think you just need to look at each other, pretty much.
Okay, because what I would be thinking is, I would want to go back to the village and find out just how trustworthy this Gaston fellow is, because he doesn't quite seem on the up and up. But I don't know what you guys... I mean, we picked a rose, but the rose stayed where it was. Have we heard any sounds of anyone coming out of the house to chase us?
No, it was just like the voice was just pissed that you picked the rose.
Okay. So would it be worth... Do we want to... I suppose the question is, do we stay here and defend from, protect the world from whatever's in the house? Or do we go back to the village with Gaston and see whether we can get any more clues there?
I think we should go back to the village.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not letting a lowlife leading a mob doing anything.
Okay, Garou, what's your thoughts, old man who smells people?
Don't like people, but we'll go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this
I
is
honestly think it would be wise to come back in your wolf form, just in case. People are just gonna ask, where did that wolf go? Where did the guys with the wolf go? You know what I'm saying? Just spitballing.
I'm a human right now.
Yeah.
We haven't been to the village yet, right?
Oh, we didn't?
No, not yet.
Oh, damn. Well,
Yeah,
stay in your wolf
we were
form.
sent to the path right away, so we didn't go to the
Yeah,
village.
you were already on the path, so you haven't visited any village. I think this is a good point to take a small break, guys. So
Okay.
if you are okay, we'll come back in about 5 minutes. Let's
Yeah,
make
sure.
it even 6 or 7. I just remove you from the stream and then add you again when it's time. Otherwise, you will be online all the time. So 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay. Okay.
Hey.
Oh,
So everybody's
thanks,
here.
guys. I really like that.
You're our one straight man. Just ridiculous people.
Okay, very well. So you're outside the gate. Do you follow Gaston and go to the village, or do you press on into the?
I thought that was the point of the break.
Yeah, we're going back to the village.
Okay.
I
Is
think
this
we're
like a
villaging.
scene change?
So just wait a second. I take away my 5 minutes break, and for whoever wants to join us on Discord, I'm putting the address of the Discord server of the Word Anvil on the screen, so you'll be able to join us. Very well. So you start following Gaston. It takes you through the forest. It takes maybe a couple of hours to get to the village. It starts to get dark. You reach the village. He's very tired. He seems fairly confused. Tells you a bit more about what's been going on. In his opinion, there's a terrible monster that lives in the castle. Clearly, he's surrounding himself with other monstrous creature. One of them has kidnapped him after he tried to enter, and in his words, he's being tortured. You don't know exactly how because he cannot really describe it. You've seen the holes of on his neck, John.
Whilst we're on the way back, can we get a description from him of the lady who's been the lady with the torture fetish?
Yes.
Sadism.
He says that it's this very tall, slender woman with long, dark hair, dresses in a white gown of some kind, has a very silky voice, and he heard the beast calling her Verena.
Verena.
Yes.
Verena?
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I have an idea of what Piper would probably want to do in this town. Which is obviously perform for money. Duh. No. I would say if we say to Gaston, go get some sleep, if we start asking other people in the town possibly about Gaston and what he's like, but also see if anyone knows anything about this Verena person or about what happens to the girls once they come back from the palace. Something like that. That might be a way to fact find and double check. What do you guys think?
I
Guru
think so.
doesn't want to
That
interact
sounds
with people, so he would just like wander off to sniff around, see if there's any particular smells that match what he's found so far.
all right. Well, you do that. I'm guessing Piper, Regina, and I. If Regina's still here.
I think Regina first she changed dress, of course, because now
Of course,
we're
I mean
in a
she's going
town.
to meet new people. She's got to look good.
So, yeah, she just took a very simple ensemble with silk and embroidery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like ton people do, you know.
Obviously.
And the second thing is, do you think is there any noble family in this village? Like anyone I would know, because I have something called I have contacts, and so I'm supposed to be able to find people who owe me favors and stuff like that.
Let me check. So you're trying to find somebody of your stature or whoever you.
Yes, someone who would be in my debt, or someone who would be of the same standing as I am.
Well, same standing as you, it's impossible. But let's say that on the hill, there are some houses of some local nobles, and you don't know them directly, but they know you for sure. So you will be able to probably ask for some kind of to be received by them. So if you would just present yourself.
Yes, perfect. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so is anybody going with Regina? Or are
So where's Piper going?
I am going to. I think what I would do is I would go possibly to the inn. I'm assuming there's an inn, and I would do a little performance, but also try and do some information gathering about Gaston, Verena, the girls from the palace. See whether I can do anything. Find some information, fact check what oh, my brain is gone. What Gaston has told us, and just see whether there's, whether I can back any of it up, or whether he's telling us a load of bull.
I guess I'll go with the Piper. I could get a drink.
okay, Garou, you're just sniffing around, yeah?
I'm checking the town for the smell of the demon, the smell of the beast, and anything that may seem unusual or concerning.
Well, it's a really small town. It doesn't look like it's very developed. Most of the smells you can smell are countryside smells. So animals, dung, mud, rain, hay, that kind of stuff. The unpleasant smell of humans.
Yeah, if there's nothing noteworthy, then Garou is just going to go to whatever entrance to the village is the closest to that castle and just maintain guard just outside the village because he doesn't like people.
So, well, you reach the gates of the village and it's already guarded because clearly people are fairly afraid, especially now that Gaston came back screaming that he got trapped into the garden of the castle. So there's a couple of guys that are on guard. Well, and you're still an old man, right?
Yes.
Well, they look at you as like, well, old man, come with us and you will help us. And then they laugh, thinking they made a great joke, but they offer you some really rancid wine and some stale bread, and they probably what they consider hospitality around here. Well, they get you on the top of this walkway that goes around the town. They have some kind of palisade that is protecting the town.
Okay, then I will. I will maintain I will be as polite as I can, but I'm not very good at people. But just mostly maintain vigilance, watching.
Yeah, they're trying to teach you how to spot wild animals from the top. But well, of course, you're listening politely, but not super interested in what they're saying.
Yeah.
Regina, you reach the hill where there's a couple of more of houses of possible local nobles. Well, they are slightly better than the town houses. These are built in instead of mud and hay, they're built with stone. And well, you're not sure exactly what these nobles are. What is their occupation, but you would imagine that they probably own the forest around here or something like that, and most of the people in the village are under their employ.
Okay, so I'll go to the one that looks the most wealthy, I guess, the richest, and I'll just stare at I imagine there's someone taking the guard in front of the house or something. I'll just stare at them and say, well, I'm here.
Well, you can see a woman richly dressed from that looks at you from the balcony, and she's squeezing her eyes, like trying to figure out who you are. It's like, oh my God, it's Regina! And then she enters the room and she calls a male name, Adrian. She has come to our village. open the doors. And then she calls other names, probably the names of servants. Fast, bring the best wine. Bring the best wine, the cheese as well, and kill the chicken. You can hear the preparations are really hectic once they recognize you.
That's what I expected.
As soon as possible, a servant is sent to the gate. They open the way for you. They bow down, touching the ground with their forehead. My lady, please, this way. My masters will be happy to invite you in and have you as a honorable guest.
Of course they will.
Okay, you enter the house. It's a fairly humble abode, in your opinion, but probably the family used to do better in the past. But the place is not terrible. Like you've been in worse places, for example, the village. And as soon as you enter, this woman that you saw from the balcony, she introduced herself as Alexandra. And my lady, what a pleasure. We weren't warned that you would come. What is the happy occasion? Please, come with me. I will bring the best wine we have. And then she does like this with her hands, and some servants are clumsily pouring wine into this stained glasses that they have, but probably is the best thing they could get together in such a short time. And well, they make you sit on some sofas that they have over there.
You can see as soon as she is in the house, she begins to light up. Like if she's in her element now, and she's so pleased to finally have some fine wine and some cheese and somewhere to sit that isn't saddle. So she just lays on the sofa, and she waits for the nobles to be here, and then she wants to start a conversation with them.
Yeah, they sit in front of you, both this Alexandra and Adrian. Well, my lady, what brings you here to our humble village? Who sent you? Like, what is your business here? Can we help you with something?
My dear friends, you know, no one sends me anywhere. I choose to go where I want.
Of course. Pardon what my wife just said. Like, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm in a good mood today. I got wine, I got cheese. I'm here because I heard about the issues you have with your village and people disappearing. And I thought I would do a good action and come and have a look.
Yes, disappearing. Yes, that happened as well. It's not like the whole story. I think there's been some disappearances. Like I heard, for example, they haven't found this poor girl. Oh, the poor girl! And they mentioned this Christina that you were sent to.
Yes.
To find.
We found her. She's dead. But
back to
the main topic.
Oh my God! We need to call the authorities. Like this is
Don't
news.
worry about
like
this.
We haven't heard
I am
about
the authority.
Okay. Shh.
I'm here because I have some question about this.
I am the Senate.
Well, James, you're there as well. Like they're not paying you much attention, but you get your wine and you get your cheese, but clearly they are focused on her because you suspect that having been somebody who somewhat like spent some time into these circles, you know that what they're trying to do is that they think that if they can make Regina their friend, probably their life would be so much easier in the future.
So I'll just keep going with my line of questioning. I'll go about. I've heard about a beast going in the woods or something.
Yeah. Yes. You are talking about the beast in the castle there. Yes. What about it?
Has it been a thing for a long time?
Well, yeah, it's been some years. Like the house belonged to a local family of well, they were really bandits to be honest, but you know, like in this area it's so easy to become noble. I'm not talking about us, of course, like
of course
our history goes back several generations, but you know, like sometimes you just find yourself in the right place at the right time, and somebody says, "Oh no, you're a noble now," and then they were, and yeah, it's disgraceful, really.
Do they have a name?
Yeah, the current heir is called Gonsalvus.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Gonsalvus.
Gonsalves. Okay. And he's the beast, or the beast lives there.
Well,
wait,
yeah.
question.
Well, that's
I
a
just cut
difficult
off.
one.
I think I just cut off. I think I was just cut off for a sec.
Okay, what did you miss, James?
Like, well, like, it was like, I don't know what I missed.
Okay, so Regina was just asking if they know about the beast. They seem to know, and they mentioned that yeah, the castle belonged to a family, a noble family that became noble just because of some favor. They really were some bandits in the past.
Oh, and I'm there. Wait,
Yeah.
I don't remember if you
If-
chose to go with the Piper or to get a drink or with me.
I went
Oh,
with the
sorry, no, I think I am mistaken because you wanted to go with the Piper, right? Not with Regina.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
Piper.
I said something wrong. So Regina, you're alone. James, you will come in play later.
I mean,
All
I'm
right.
never alone, but I get what you mean. So, this Gonsalves, is he the creature in itself, or is he housing the creature?
That's a difficult question. I haven't really investigated, but the way this works is that he has a lot of treasures apparently, and for some reason he's asking various people in the towns nearby to send their daughters there, and they need to stay. They need to agree and stay 1 year. And after 1 year, he sends them back with rich gifts. So after the first time this happened, we don't know why he sends them back, but some families, not ours, of course, some families started to think, well, if they had some pretty daughter, they were sending the daughter there, and just after 1 short year, the daughter would come back with some treasures, and it's a little sacrifice for the family, and the deal was fine for most of them. Maybe not some of the girls that didn't enjoy their time there, but some apparently did. So that's more or less what's happening.
Okay, so the kidnappings are actually people going there on their own volition.
Well, you could say so. I mean, some girls would disagree, but yeah, maybe their families have been sending them there for the gifts, or well, who am I to say? I don't know why people do what they do.
I see. And have you heard anything about Verena, a witch?
No. Would that be one of the girls?
Could be, yes, but I was told she may be a witch.
A witch? Oh yeah. Who told you that?
Some fool. I don't remember the name. Something like Garin or.
Oh, you mean Gaston?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
well, the guy's not the sharpest knife in the box, and I mean, he thinks pretty high of himself, even though he's a peasant and not the smartest one at that. And well, I think he's just offended when somebody refuses his advances, and then it's easy for a young man to call somebody a witch for that reason,
Yeah.
I know it's this business here is disgusting. You shouldn't talk about. Sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I cut off when you were talking about Gaston. You were saying he was a stupid peasant with.
Yeah, well, pretty much that. Like,
well,
yeah, I said that. he would call people names when they do not conform to his expectations. So I don't know
Okay.
how much weight you should give to his words.
I see. I see. One last question, and then we can go back to this marvelous dinner you prepared for me, and I'll spend the evening with you, of course. Have you heard anything about demons in the forest or people trying to summon a demon?
My lady, we don't go to the forest very often, so we wouldn't know about that. It might be that this Gonsalvus is in, how do you say, has a covenant with demons. Because, well, we don't know. Like the girls, actually, those that want to speak about their year there, they say that he's a monster. He's disgusting to look at. But some seem to think that he's not a bad creature, just
Yes.
disgusting.
Well, they cannot all be as well educated, so.
Of course.
I guess my last question would be: have any of those girls come back with some holes in their neck, some kind of bite or something?
No, but to be honest, like it's a while that I don't hear of any girls going there, because it seems that he lost the taste for them. Like he doesn't want to. He doesn't want these girls anymore. I don't know if he is satisfied or what's going on.
When was the last time you heard of a girl going there?
It's been already more than a year, I think.
I think I'm done with my questions, and I'll just spend time with them because it's part of my descriptor that I have to actually invest time and attention into them to keep my connection.
Okay, well, they're very happy of your presence, and of course now their status will increase because the rumor will go around that the amazing Regina stopped at their place for an evening. Okay, so while Regina is doing this, the Piper and James, you are at the inn, at the tavern, and Gaston is trying to rile up some villagers in there. He's telling pretty much the same story you heard before. The villager seems a bit unconvinced. And you also hear the story that, well, some of them are saying, yeah, but some of the girls went on their own will. Like, I mean, the families sent them there, but they came back, and not all of them were traumatized, like you say. And then Gaston is like, no, you don't understand what's going on there. The beast is an abomination, and he is consorting with witches. And look at me. Look what happened to me. And well, you don't see that. Like, I mean, he's tired and he's dirty, but it's not. Nothing terrible happened to him.
Well, half of what he's saying is kind of true. Why? First, I want to actually ask something. Why are they actually giving away these? Why are women actually coming to the beast, to this said beast's domain?
Sorry, why the women?
Yeah, why do the women?
Well, we don't know, because most of the women that are going there, they are from higher families than ours. But we understand that after spending some time in the castle, they can come back with some riches. And after the first time that happened, I think some families sent their daughters on purpose.
And all right, can I talk to the Piper?
Sure.
Ask what his sense is about this.
My sense, my dear fellow, is that it may not be that these women are coerced from the sounds of things. Some of them are going of their own free will. Beast may be repellent in aspect, but does not necessarily mean he is repellent in character. I mean, we've met plenty people who seem fair but feel foul on our trip, have we not? And
True,
vice versa.
and I've met many beasts, but nothing strikes me fancy of a intelligent one.
I wonder whether this hinges around this female, this lady, of whom Gaston seems.
Describes.
Yes. Whether there is something to this that we need to look into. I wonder if I was to play some songs and do some tell some stories of demons and things like that. Kind of lead it in that direction. Would you be able to go around and see whether or not anyone is wearing any of those trinkets that we saw around the pentacle in the forest?
That sounds actually really smart.
Remember that you can also impose emotions with your music, or
Yeah, so my emotions. I was going to say, when I come to play, what I want to try and do is, I'm going to use a soma and imparting an emotion.
Wait,
This is one of my gifts. Where I was wondering whether or not I could do a kind of, it's not an emotion per se, but if you'll let me talk you into it, talkative. So people willing to share, willing to open up, willing to be honest.
sorry. I just got cut off. What were you saying?
I'm able to. One of my gifts is I'm able to play music and impart emotions on people. So I'm wondering whether if I play music here in the inn while you go around looking for trinkets, if I do that and I try, if I tell stories, sing songs and things like that, but try and get people to be talkative and open up, whether or not we might be able to find out some more about the witchcraft angle, about this Verena angle, see whether we can do something like that. If Tommaso will allow it, of course.
Yeah, of course. Just for you to know what's going on while you're speaking, you feel that Gaston is trying to get some support for going to the castle and
Rallying.
killing the beast. People are not so convinced because, well, there's different opinions on what's going on, really. Okay. But you feel that he won't get them to go there tonight, but if he works a bit more on them, they will go tomorrow.
All right.
So maybe instead of talkative, I should be going for calming, soothing for my emotion. Would that? Ooh.
Well, it depends what you like. If you want,
because I can only do one, can't I?
Sorry.
I can only do one emotion.
Yeah, or well, then otherwise you need to play twice if you want to do two.
Yeah. So
create a descriptor that represents the emotional state you wish to convey. Ooh. Oh, so it's an emotional state. It doesn't have to be a single emotion.
Yeah.
So, how about then? I play music that makes people think of the old times, the old stories. They are calm, but they are talkative.
Okay. Kind of like Tall Tales, right?
Yeah, Tall Tales. Nostalgic. Sorry, what was that?
Nostalgic.
Yeah, nostalgic, exactly. So they're and hopefully that will work. I'm trying to wangle this around Tommaso. Please.
All right. So do you want to describe the song that you're playing?
Okay, I know some of the folk tunes of the general area, not specifically this part of the country, but the general area, and I will be playing a song that I don't want to say a mashup because that sounds horrible, but not horrible. That sounds awfully modern.
A remix.
A remix, yeah, a remix of several of them, just all kind of some of the melodies winding in and out of each other.
Medley.
That's a far better word for it. You can tell I'm not a musician. So a kind of medley of some of the songs of the area to try and evoke that nostalgia, get people talking, but also calm people down as well. It won't be anything rousing and upbeat. It'll be calming, soothing stuff.
Okay. Well, you see that even Gaston kind of calms down a bit, and he starts drinking, and he gets a bit sleepy. He's clearly very tired. He hasn't slept the whole night. So for tonight, I think you kind of diffuse the situation a bit.
Cool.
And people are still talking about what happened, about what Gaston has told. They talk about this garden. They talk about the roses. He's mentioned this there's this female figure there that did something to him.
If
But
I use the
also,
word-
somebody brings up trying to elaborate what's really happening. What happened there in the castle is that the family of the one that is now the beast apparently left, and he's basically all alone there. As far as they know, all the servants are gone, and he's been there alone for a long time. Unless now, apparently, there is this other female there that lives with him and has done something to Gaston.
Would I be able to ask for local stories, say if I say I'm always eager to learn stories for my art, can you tell me of stories of witchcraft in the area? Can you tell me stories of things?
Yeah. He says that. Well, you talk with a few people, and they tell you that there were witches around here, but they've been killed some time ago already, down to the last one, as far as we know. They were rooted out from the area.
Really? Do you have any? Well, I'm gonna ask them. Have you seen any signs of like cultish ongoings around?
This story that you tell about the forest. No, actually, I don't know if you told about the ritual thing.
I would have used it in one of the stories that I told.
You would have used it, okay?
Yeah, so I've used it as a kind of source material.
All right, so they're saying, well, nothing like what your friend was singing about. Like, we haven't heard of that in a long time. Like, maybe my grandmother was talking about things like that.
Do you think? Can I ask him how deep do you think the woods go?
Pretty deep.
How deep have you been in the woods?
Well, there's nothing for us there except dangerous animals and like starvation. Why would we go down there? Like we have this beautiful town here, and then he's kind of showing you outside the window some mud pit. Or why would you go into the woods when you have all this here?
Seems like we're talking to the wrong crowd, Piper?
Essentially, but it's never a bad time to speak to anyone in an inn, not when they've got stories to tell, and he is willing to listen to me and my songs. Here's another one for you, chaps, and I'll play another song and just kind of put everyone in a good mood, kind of a happy, buzzed type mood.
Okay, well, I mean, the evening turns towards a positive vibe, and there's still people complaining about, we should do really something about that. It's not right that abomination lives there so close to the village. Maybe we'll discuss this again, blah, blah, blah. But in general, the situation has been diffused. All right, so if you don't do anything, guys, I think we can skip over the night. One good thing that happens...
Wait. Before the night ends, can I ask Gaston something?
Sure. Before he is too drunk.
Did you try picking a rose? Did you ever try picking a rose in that maze garden? Did you?
Why would I pick a rose? I don't need flowers. Like.
It's just that, just in case. I don't want to think we actually like brought something around to the village or whatnot.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Like you brought the rose to the village.
No.
Didn't want to bring
I'm-
anything bad to the village. Didn't want to draw
Yeah.
anything, any bad attention from the
Yeah.
palace onto the village, so the
Yeah,
beast wouldn't
because-
follow here and attack.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm hoping that what doesn't happen. That was like
Okay.
one of my reasons I did not want to come back here.
Well, he doesn't have any comment on the roses, and you don't know actually if the roses have some kind of magical a curse connected to them or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you regroup at some point during the evening. This would be an interlude, is when you take a bit of rest. So one thing you can do right now is to ask a question to another hunter about their past, and they can elaborate on that. And this would be done, for example, during a campaign to make the backstory of the character a bit more interesting, so that you don't have to just read what's on the character sheet, but you can come up with stories. So I guess that even Garou maybe, even though it's not his natural
Let's see.
environment, even Garou maybe joins the others at the inn towards the end of the evening.
Sorry,
when you realize there's
I was cut off for a second.
no real danger for the village. Would you like to ask questions to someone else, Garou?
Wait, did I miss something?
No, this is just an interlude. We get to ask questions to each other to flesh out backstories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
First of all, sorry guys. You recovered the soma that you spent
oh, good.
when you rest. So I think Garou and Jay. No, only Garou was spending soma. So Garou goes.
I
back
did
to
as
6.
well. I spent Soma in the inn to calm everyone down.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Piper,
I
so
was in the end too, so I don't get anything, right?
No, if you haven't, no, because your doesn't require soma, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
All right, so the Piper goes back to 4.
Has a scene change, so whatever you had that was a single scene would be refreshed.
Yes.
Mhm.
So your fancy swordwork thingy.
Yeah.
No, but that one,
No, I thought that refreshed like after the break, like when we went back to the village.
Yeah, we changed
I
it
was
and
just
then you
saying.
got your.
Yeah, that is another scene, so it's refreshed. Yeah, but yours doesn't consume soma, so you haven't spent any soma. All right, Garou, do you want to be the first to ask a question to the others?
The way I've been playing him is fairly laconic, so I can't imagine that he's going to ask anyone questions.
Just wants to scratch behind the ear.
He's pretty much like he's returned from the gate, but out of a sense of protecting what he considers the weak and puny fleshy things. And so he's kind of just sitting nearby, but mostly paying attention to, like, in case any danger comes.
That's my kind of wolf.
Yeah. So, but can I ask him if he found anything useful?
While I was on the gate type thing.
Yeah. Did anyone find any useful information?
Humans are terrible at tracking.
Huh. All right. That's great.
Racist.
I don't
Regina,
know about
are you
racist.
joining
It's
them?
kind of true. Regina?
I learned that there was no real noble here, but then again, what was I expecting? I learned that there was someone living in the castle who was named Gonsalves, who is probably rich, but not by right. He's rich because he was fortunate enough to find some money, I don't know how, and he became a noble just because he's rich, which is not a real noble to me. And he likes to take a girl for a year in his castle, like you do. And when they leave the castle after a year, they come back with riches. Some of them describe him like a monster, something that you should not have to face in your life. And some others say that he was a nice and gentleman. The thing is, there was something probably happened like a year ago, because there is no girl has been accepted in the castle for a year now. So They don't know if he got tired of using a girl, or if he isn't here anymore, or if he doesn't have any riches anymore, but no girl is coming to the castle anymore. Oh, I also learned that Gaston is an idiot, but that we already knew.
That we knew. We found that we found similar-
I got cut off again. Sorry. Both of us found like the same similar stuff, right?
Yeah, very similar stuff. We did try and find out a little more about the pentacle and the witches. Tommaso, did we see any of those trinkets around the necks of the villagers? No. That would have been far too simple.
The only thing that you learned about the witches is that there were witches.
There were
around
witches,
here.
but they've been stamped out.
They've been eradicated years ago already.
And what about Verena? Did you ask about her?
I used her name in some of the songs. No one seemed to give any recognition.
Oh.
No, that's correct.
What I would wonder then is whether, just trying to put pieces together, this
Maybe Verena brought back this werewitch thing. Maybe that's what happened. You think this is?
Jay, Happy, it's not a werewitch. He was saying that there were witches.
I misheard. Yeah, maybe.
a werewitch would be interesting. Witch only at the full moon.
Yeah. That actually would be kind of interesting. Not gonna lie.
No, definitely. I would wonder whether Verena is the kind of like the child of one of these witches that got eradicated, and she's looking for revenge on the villagers or something like that. She's taken up with the beast, which is why he no longer needs a new, I'm going to say bride, but consort maybe better, or some, sacrifice a new girlfriend every year. And whether she's building up to something, keeping him under her thrall, but hasn't yet done it. Because that pentacle was relatively fresh, right? It's not like it, if it
there's one thing that you guys are not mentioning. I don't know if you're forgetting it. You also found the two corpses in the beginning, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Remind me which smell was attached to those. Was it the one from the beast or the one from the?
It was the other one. It was the other one.
So the one from the pentacle.
Yeah.
I was on mute. Bad smell on bodies. Beast smell, not bad, just predator.
Oh God. Weird question. The noble girl that we found, dead, did she match the description of Verena?
Loosely.
Well, obviously decomposed corpse and things like that. I'm just wondering whether whatever got summoned in the pentacle killed the girl, took her form, went to Beast Castle.
Don't ask me.
No, I am thinking out loud.
Yeah, okay.
Very loudly.
It would have had
Out
to
of
happen,
character,
like
John,
a
are
year
you
ago.
asking? Sorry.
Excuse me, Bill.
Out of character, John, I just want to understand, is Piper saying this or are you saying this?
At this point, it's me thinking out loud.
Okay,
Or
because
Piper.
if Piper was saying it, Guru might have a response.
Okay. 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 Tell you what, Piper will be saying this in character because it's thinking out loud. Yeah. Why not? Give me your response, Guru.
Quickly, Tommaso, I wanted to check in with you. Did you have a time frame of how long those decomposed bodies are? Because I personally have an understanding of decomposition, but I want to make sure if that's something that you know about, that Guru would know about. So
personally, I'm not an expert on decomposing bodies. Let me think what would make
Unlike
sense.
Sherful, which is concerning.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it.
That's a descriptor right there.
I think that, so logically thinking, the papacy knew that the girl was missing, they sent you over there. So I think it must have been some weeks.
Okay.
But it hasn't been a year.
Oh yeah,
No.
maybe so the timeline doesn't match up.
Guru would definitely
Of
be
course,
like,
moving around broken Europe is much faster than moving around real Europe, especially for hunters. But yeah, I would say that it's been some weeks.
that those bodies would not have been that nice if she had been there over a year. And you said that this female mate was there for longer than a year.
Well, we don't know how long she's been here, but we know that he hasn't taken another mate for a year.
Still,
It may
decomposition, not that long.
Wait, did they say pretty much they stopped like off? Did they stop like the sacrifices at all?
No, they kept offering, but the beast didn't take them anymore.
Yeah, the what you learn is that the beast started to turn the girls away.
Ah. Let's see. Why would she be? Maybe she found out something that she wasn't supposed to. Could that be
maybe.
Food. They were
the
food.
the dead? Huh?
Food.
He could be keeping her as food, but then why would he keep her for so long and not the others?
Not
Okay,
It's
so
fourth.
I think there's maybe some information that I should mention that you also gathered that aside from the girls that were offered to the castle, there have been other disappearances, either of animals, like domestic animals, or some people that weren't girls.
Okay, that's
So there's been other disappearances in the area, but they were kind of spaced out. So
So there might be two things at once,
the two bodies in the woods. They were food.
but there
Or
were
what-
food for something else than the beast.
yes.
Were the
That's,
thing that we are smelling. They were just prey.
so
Why does this sound so familiar to me? In character. That's in character.
So there will be a creature and then a beast.
and one may not be as bad as the other, but
Wait. It should be a demon, right?
the demon and the beast. And I would wonder whether the demon.
But which one's the demon and which one's the beast?
I think the demon is the one who attacked the people on the path.
And if
According
they
to the
had the
smell.
same holes in their neck that Gaston had, it would imply that it's this Verena who is the demon.
Demon is girl.
I mean, darling, you can say that all you like, but
Oh wow, touche. Touche, Piper, touche.
The joke goes directly over Guru. He doesn't get it.
I would wonder whether we need to see if we can make the acquaintance of this beast tomorrow, while it is daylight, before the village rouses under Gaston's somewhat inept leadership from the looks of things. To be honest, I would be amazed if he found his way there without some help anyway.
He'd get lost again.
Very easily. Would it? So if we leave at first light, assuming that suits you, my lady, would we may be able to make this palace and make our presences known, make the beast's acquaintance, and plumb the depths of his lair, perhaps?
I'm pretty sure he's gonna not gonna like Regina.
Sorry, what?
I mean, that's only natural.
Okay.
No, look, you plucked the flower from him. So
I didn't pluck the flower.
Damien did. Let's be.
Yes.
If we're going to be
Assistant did.
completely truthful about this.
Yes.
Well, you
Literally
asked
truthful.
Damien to pluck the flower.
So what?
I'm pretty sure the beast doesn't give a pluck who did it.
Yeah, haha, very funny.
I think we can still try to meet the beast, and if it's not happy with what I didn't do, we'll see what we can do about that.
I think that
mean-
would be a plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
let's wrap up the night. If we had a bit more time, but we're already 2.5 hours, so I think maybe we should kind of shorten this part a bit. But one thing you can do during the interview is that you can ask questions about the background of the other characters, and they can tell stories about the character. But for this specific one shot, let's do that. Your characters go to rest, and you wake up. In the early morning. I guess most of you sleep at the inn. I don't know if Regina gets a room.
By herself.
I'm assuming I have a room at Adrian and Alexandra's
Yeah,
house.
Alexandra. Of course, they prepared the best room. They went to sleep in the barn to give you their best room. So it's a bit annoying for you to wake up that early because usually only the peasants wake up at first light. But for today, maybe you will make an exception. It seems rather urgent before the peasants do something terrible. So you gather in the center of the village, and what happens?
So are we going to the beast?
I would say that would be a good plan, my lady, if you feel up to the travel, of course.
Yes, sure. I got my boots. I got my horse. Got my riding cap. I'm ready.
Guru, will you lead the way? Would you care to slip into something more comfortable, or are you fine just the way you are?
Real quick question for Tommaso. Does it cost a soma to return back to being a wolf?
No, it doesn't.
Then I'll look at you and go, I will go back to my natural form when we are no longer in sight of humans.
I'm assuming not including us.
Yes.
Lead the way.
Okay, so you exit the village and you go back to the path that you went down the day before. Garu, you're again in front of the gate. The gate has been closed again. This time they somebody put a lock on it.
You think I can try to get the lock off?
Definitely,
Or-
like the same way you did before.
Yeah, pretty much. But not so showboaty yet. Like it again. I just used my sword as a lock. That's it.
Okay, so you use again the same gift you used the previous time, right?
Oh, really? Wait, but do I have to, or?
Well, this being a lock, I mean, if you just try to beat on it with a sword, you might actually damage your weapon.
Oh, all right. Then, yeah, I use my gift again.
All right, so
So-
you do like a super precise cut. The lock falls into pieces, a bit like in a Japanese anime. You can hear like.
No, I just I just cut it like with it like a clean cut, and then just put back my sword, and then just falls apart.
Okay.
Very
okay.
samurai.
All right. It happens exactly that way. You're all amazed by the incredible skill that James is showcasing. Well, and the gate is unlocked.
Yes.
Well, let's go.
Guru, could you lead us through the maze, not to the center, but through it this time, keeping an eye out for the brambles?
Am I allowed to have more than one scent at a time?
Yes, but you need to use Soma. Let me check. I don't remember.
Well, is it something that I would need to use that for in this regard? I want to be able to follow the scent of the beast to get to the castle, like follow it as it gets stronger, with the assumption that it would lead me to the castle.
So sorry, say it again.
My apologies. So my logic on this is that if I sniff around for the beast, not the demon, the beast,
Yeah.
that if I just follow and it gets stronger and stronger, that will just lead us directly to the castle. Whether
Yeah.
that's logically correct or not, is that something that I can do without spending a soma, or do I need to spend a soma?
Well, okay. Let's say that the smell is strong enough that you can actually feel it without having the necessity to memorize it. And as you were assuming, it gets stronger as you get closer to the castle.
Well, that's what I do. I lead them if they're following me.
Okay. Well, basically, you go back to the same spot in the labyrinth where there were the roses, and from there, it's fairly easy to get to the front door, which is this giant wooden door with this iron. Help me with the word.
Knocker?
Window
Knocker?
knocker. Door knocker.
Knocker again. Knockers. Yeah, in the shape of some weird forest animal.
Would I know what
I
that is?
knock.
Sorry.
Does the forest
Garou?
angel know what that is?
What animal?
Mm-hmm.
A deer. It doesn't matter.
Tasty.
Regina is just, she's gonna knock. It's a noble
So
house.
you're knocking?
Knock. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Well,
I'm here.
there's a few moments of silence, and then go away! I told you not to come here. Go away!
Well, sorry to protrude, but we would like to ask you some questions. We're from the church, you see.
The church? What does the church want with me?
Well,
to bless
there-
your union.
Sorry, Piper.
To bless your union.
I don't need the blessing of anyone. I found true love. Go away!
Well, that's what we want to ask you about.
I don't have treasures anymore.
It's not treasures. It's nothing about treasures. You see, there's basically a lot of deaths come. There's a
I
lot
will
of
put my
deaths.
hand over his mouth
surrounding
at
the-
this point.
James, you are quite mellifluous when you speak because you have good manners and you've been dealing with a lot of people. Would you like to try to use your charisma to convince him to open the door?
Yes.
All right. So I would say that this is a positional role. It doesn't seem. It seems hostile, but not completely crazy to send you away, right? So I think this is also another medium check. So you would have to get to 5. You would start from 3 because your descriptor makes sense in this case. How would you like to do this check? If you spend soma, you can succeed automatically. Otherwise, you.
I haven't spent any soma yet, so I'm spending it.
Okay. What kind of because we need to decide beforehand. What kind of outcome do you want for this specific check? Is it the one with consequence, the standard one, or the one with the increment?
Increment.
Increment.
Okay. So in this case, you would have to spend 4 soma. Is that something you want to do?
Sure.
Okay. Then James has how many? 7. Okay. So you have quite a bit. You spend 4, and what is it that you say to convince him?
Well, you see, basically, there's been a lot of deaths surrounding your castle, and basically, the villagers think you do it. You did it.
Behind him, the piper's got his hand to his face. Just quietly behind you. He's not doing it. He's not saying anything to interrupt. He's just quietly behind you.
There's some ongoings happening around the castle. What I'm trying to say is there's some ongoings happening around the castle, and pretty much the villagers want to ask why. What's going on?
Well,
Make sure it's not-
okay. Contrary to your expectation, you see the door unlock, and after a moment, it opens, and in front of you, you see this giant figure. Garou, you have a bit of a moment of you're taken aback. There's this giant figure. Is a humanoid, but you can see that it's clearly disproportionate. Has incredible muscles, and his face is twisted into the one of a mix between a bear and a man. And you can see that, well, it's kind of a monster, but he looks at you with big eyes, James, and says, "What is it that they're saying now? Come in. We'll talk."
Thank you. Do we all
I'm
come
taking
in?
out my fan.
We all come in, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I sniff
Okay.
it.
So you all come in, and you go down a little corridor that is not lit very well.
As we're going along, I'm sniffing the air for the smell of the demon thing.
Yeah, you kind of faintly feel it, probably from some upper floor.
You see,
Sorry, he's leading the way with some kind of candle, and he leads you to kind of a dining room. And then he says, "Sit," and he points at some dusty chairs that, well, used to be probably precious, but they haven't been used. At least he hasn't had guests in a while.
I will
And then
put
he
the
snaps
cushion-
his finger, and you can see the teapot and some cups start to move, and they fly into what you imagine would be a kitchen.
I'll put a cushion down from one of the chairs on the floor for Garou.
I circle it several times, sniff it, and then sit on it.
Who sends you?
Well, should I still say the? I'm talking to. I'm looking around. Should I say the?
Maybe I can take over here. I
Well,
suggest.
I mean, like,
James.
I have the one with the charisma, so
Okay.
Yeah, but I think, like, well, now your check has concluded its influence. So the increment would be that he would invite you in and maybe even offer you what appears to be tea.
So I'll go, my dear Lord Gonsalves. I heard you own this castle and maybe have some company with you. Maybe someone living with you right now.
Yes, that's correct. I don't know what they told you in the village, but I finally found true love, and I'm happy with what I have now. I don't need anything anymore. Besides, I don't have any gift to give anymore. They took everything.
And might we inquire the name of that true love?
Why? Why are you interested in the woman I love?
My lord, I am known far and wide as a teller of tales and magnificent stories, and for someone who has gone through many hardships such as yourself to find true love is surely a story worth telling, so that it may bring hope to others, so that it may inspire with its powerful message. May we know some of the details, perhaps meet your true love, in order that I may be able to craft an epic ode worthy of yourselves.
Okay, it's a good pitch, but I think you need to. I think you need to impress him somehow about making a song of this stuff.
I shall demonstrate my skills for you now, should you so desire.
Okay. Are you using one of your gifts, or what are you doing exactly?
I will gift if I can. I am a skilled acrobat and musician. My talent is unrivaled. And the Order has chosen me for my ability to capture people's attention and stimulate their emotions.
Okay, let me check a second. Mm,
And also, but the other one I could use is with my pipe I can play any melody and touch the hearts of living beings.
yeah, I think that would work better if you're trying to convince him to let you make a song about
Okay, fair
the
enough.
thing.
So it's the same sort of thing I did in the inn, but this time I want to get him to be
Trusting?
trusting, willing to talk. So get him
Okay.
to open up to us and willing, so I will try that.
All right, so this is a soul music gift, right? Did I get correct?
Yeah, soul music.
Okay, so I think you just spent so much. Like I don't make you do the check because he's not indisposed towards you.
Okay.
So he's not opposing you. He just wanted to be convinced a bit. But well, you put up a big show and you play some tune that he's definitely into. So I will just remove the soma.
Okay. So,
And
then
well, he says, "All right, all right, all right. I will tell you my story, but let me begin from the start. You might wonder why I look like this.
Guru shrugs.
Worse.
Well, when my father died, I inherited all this, but I feel that the men that surrounded him took advantage of me. I was young and I had little experience. And to be honest, our family was never one of noble birth. We were brigands. We had riches just because we took it from others. So they convinced me once to raid an encampment of a settlement of witches, and they told me I wasn't a man enough. I wasn't a man yet, and I didn't want to do it, but they killed most of the witches, and they wanted me to force myself upon the last one, the surviving one, and I didn't want to do it, I promise, but they made me do it, and she cursed me, and this is my punishment, what you see in front of your eyes. She said that until I would pay my tribute of blood and love, I would keep looking like this and send everyone, disgust everyone, and send everyone away. Like they couldn't believe what happened to me, and they left a few days later. And since then, I've been alone here. So I've been thinking long and hard about the curse that was cast upon me, and I thought that it was a matter of finding true love, and that's why once somebody came here for shelter, and he wasn't afraid of me, and we talked, and he had a daughter, and I proposed that he would leave his daughter here for 1 year in exchange of some of my treasures. I was hoping that she would fall in love with me and maybe lift my curse. But she stayed here 1 year, and she didn't want to come any close to me, and I understand why. I don't look much, and but when she went away after the year, the rumor spread that I was gifting the girls that would come here, and so people started to send their daughters here, and with some of them were more nice than others. Some of them were less afraid of me than others. But I realized that my curse wouldn't lift after the last time that actually one. I thought that she loved me because we kissed, and well, the morning after I woke up and I was still looking this way. So I thought that, okay, maybe this is who I am now, and there's no way to lift the curse. Um, and then Verena came, and well, I think she's the one for me, and after her I didn't want anyone else, and so every time they come now, I send them away.
My lord, how do you know you've described this as true love, but you thought true love was the thing to break your curse? If this is true love, why are you still the way you are?
Because I think I don't understand the curse. I thought it was about true love, but it's clearly not that, because Verena loves me, I love her, and the curse is still here. But over time, I realized that this is not really a curse; it is a blessing, because now I can be left in peace here with my true love.
May we meet this Verena and see the woman who has so stolen your heart?
Well, I guess she's resting, but drink your tea, and then I'll see if she's available. Well, the teapot comes back flying in the air, and you get your tea poured by this flying teapot, and the cups are also positioning themselves in front of you, and well, the tea is pretty good.
Does Guru get to saucer instead?
Well, yeah, sure.
He sniffs at it but doesn't drink it. He's mostly just checking for poison or whatever.
All right.
Is there any poison?
Is there?
Well,
as I'm drinking.
How are you checking for poison exactly?
Sniffing it.
Not
I'm
that
giving
you
it to
can.
Damien first.
Not that you can discern.
Giving it to Damien, that's a good idea. I like that, Regina.
Okay, you give it to Damien. Damien drinks it. He's a bit. He hesitates a bit, but then he drinks, looking for your approval. A couple of minutes pass and nothing happens.
Okay, I'll drink it.
Well, the beast is also saying, well, there's no poison if you're looking for that. You don't have to sacrifice your servants.
Oh no, it's just the way it happens. When I start eating,
I guess I'll take a swig. I take a swig. Like it's like a shot glass. I take a swig of it.
I'm not sure what that means.
You know how you take a swig of a shot glass? You pour one out whiskey and then like that.
Okay,
like John did.
Just in a shot. Okay, all right.
You do shots of whiskey? That's dangerous.
No, I know how it works.
Well, it's the tea, of course, is very hot. So you look cool, but you feel not perfectly fine inside. But well,
I just try to hide it. I just try to hide it. I'm just looking cool.
While we're drinking tea, is there any indication that this house has some kind of maintenance? Someone taking care of the house?
Well, you suspect that this guy can somewhat command the things around the house. So if he wanted, he could probably get it cleaned that way. But no, like it's pretty run down. There's dust everywhere. He doesn't seem to care very much about cleanliness or how the house looks.
Is there any indication of a womanly presence? Something that would actually testify that there is a woman in this castle?
Well, yeah. You in the dust, you can see another set of tracks. They're tiny enough to be those of a woman.
Under the guise of pretending I'm a friendly doggy dog, I trot over to the beast and I put a paw on his lap and I lean in like I'm giving him a big old sniff like a friendly doggy. I try to wag my tail too. I'm sniffing him for the smell of the demon.
Well, he's like, "What are you doing, dog?"
Woof.
Well,
You'll have to
yeah,
forgive him. He's very familiar.
definitely. He smells like that smell.
Pretty strongly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I try to be all like kind of playful, but then like bounce back to my seat and flop onto it.
I'll just get up and come close to him and start to just talk to him, saying, "My lord, this is a magnificent castle," and trying to blab him all around. And I just want to have a good look at his neck.
If I had a sketchbook, the things I would be drawing, I just talk to the dog.
A good look at his neck. Well, it's pretty hard to see because there's all the fur. So you don't.
I honestly think
I
for
would
trying
go
to
as far- I
investigate
would
this
go
guy
as
one
far
by
as-
one is
Sorry, guys,
kinda-
you cannot talk on top of each other
Yeah,
because
sorry.
otherwise-
Sorry. Go ahead.
me.
Yeah, James, what were you saying?
I'm just saying, investing this guy at one by one, it's not going to do anything good. It's probably going to just hurt us.
Well, I don't think we're necessarily actually doing it one by one. It's just that only one of us can talk at a time. So I imagine that while I was up in his grill, Regina's also coming over and investigating him, and she's talking to him after I've gone and flopped back on and like trying to look like a defenseless cute puppy. That's way too big.
Yeah. All right.
Well, okay. Let's say that if Garou is playing distraction, yeah, Regina, you walk closer to him. Yeah, you kind of think you've seen a couple of spots where there's this dried blood around his neck.
Okay, I'll just go back to my seat and finish my tea.
This is excellent tea, my lord. May I ask how you do the thing with the teapot and the teacups? It's fascinating. If I could do this in one of my shows, I'd make a fortune.
Yeah. Well, this came with the curse for some reason. I can command objects around me. I'm not sure exactly how I do it, but it's pretty useful if you ask me. Anyway, if you wanted to meet Verena, maybe I should go and check how is she and if she wants to meet you. And Piper, you perceive there's some kind of lullaby coming from upstairs, and he stood up the moment you started hearing the lullaby as well.
Okay. I have an idea, but I want to see where this goes for the moment. So he's leaving the room.
Yeah.
I will. My friends, did any of you note that strange lullaby that I heard carried down from the upper? Was it coming from upstairs, downstairs?
Upstairs, yeah.
Coming from the upper chambers just now, when our host, Mr.
Gonsalves.
Gonsalves, was just leaving us.
Well, I don't know about the melody, but I saw some blood on the neck, so I'm pretty sure something's happening here.
He smelled like bad smell.
But he wasn't the bad smell, but he smelled like he'd been near the bad smell.
Bad smell on him. Heavy.
Okay. I would wonder whether he is potentially under the thrall of whatever Verena may be.
That actually kind of makes sense because basically he's not transformed. Remember, true love transforms him.
Well, he thinks it does. The terms of the curse is, which as he described it, I believe was when he's given his due of blood and love.
Yes.
Implies that that does not sound like true love to me. That sounds messier to start with.
Sounds like true love to me.
Well, depends on what kind of relationships you're going for, but yeah.
Yeah, very true. I have known all sorts in my travels across Europe. There are some pretty odd stories I could tell you. I could give. I will. Let me assure you of that. I would wonder whether we may need to break this thrall that the Verena creature has over him.
Piper.
This is what I was wondering, Tommaso, when I heard the lullaby. If I listen to it, is there a way I could create almost a counter melody? So something that would something that would kind of offset what the lullaby.
Cancel it.
Cancel it out. Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah,
to come
I
up
think
with.
it would be probably a difficult check, but you can try.
I would like to try, please.
Okay, so what's the situation like? Do you wait for him to go upstairs? Do you follow him, or
I will motion to the rest of the gang. Will follow him behind, and I will start trying to come up with the counter melody so that by the time we get there,
Okay,
I can do it.
all right.
Before we start,
I don't know how well that will work. You can. People, it's not. Wow.
Is the beast paying attention to us right now? Following it?
Yeah.
He seems distracted. He seems distracted by this melody.
So we can just follow him.
I could be entirely wrong. This melody could be nothing to do with it, and I could waste all the soma that I'm invariably going to have to use for this.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's a good narrative moment. Let's give it a try.
before
Okay,
we-
so John is following.
Hang on one second. What did you say, Schneff?
before we go, I paw at Piper to get his attention.
I still want to ask whether Timmy's stuck down the well. What is it, Guru?
Predator man seem not see right, maybe under spell, maybe bewitched. Could you wake up?
I may be able to. Thankfully, if it is what I think it is melody based, which puts it somewhat within my field of expertise, one might say. I have an idea. Would you care to accompany me, my lady? Should it not be too
Yes.
much trouble for you, of course.
Of course, it's fine. Let's go.
Okay, so just to understand, the Piper is in front. Then there's Regina, and the others two are following as well, right?
I'm in the back to protect in case anything happens.
All
Are you
right.
coming, James?
I'll come. Yes.
Okay. So you're all going up the stairs. He seems pretty taken by the melody. It's getting stronger. And Piper, you have the feeling that this is not normal music. This is not a normal lullaby. There is something going on here, and it's pretty powerful.
Okay, then. I would like to try and do my. If I look at my friends, does it look like it's affecting us, or does it look like it's woven
No.
specifically for the beast?
Well, in this moment,
given our small population
Yeah.
here, it's not affecting anyone but the beast. Okay, I will try and come up with a counter tune, counter spell, counter charm, take your pick, as we climb the stairs.
Okay, as you try to play something, you realize how strong this lullaby is. So the opposition level is 7 here.
Okay, right.
So you have definitely a descriptor that makes sense here. So you will start from 3,
Yep.
but to have a success with a consequence, you need to fill a 4-point gap.
Okay.
And then if you want a standard, it's 5, and if you want the increment, it's 6. So how are you planning to do this?
I have 4 soma left. I will
Yes.
spend 4 soma
Yes.
to get up to 7.
You will get a consequence. Yes.
Yes, but
Okay.
I am also going to roll I'm going to regret this.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because well, it might make you waste the whole soma. Is it better to have a consequence or
Just stick with the consequence.
I will take the consequence. God damn it.
in my opinion, it's always the
Oh.
best option. but because well, for soma, if you waste them, it's pretty annoying.
That would hurt.
That would hurt bad.
Okay.
However, just because I'm not. I was going to say I'll roll anyway to see what I would have got, but no, let's not do that. Let's not see what would have happened. Let's just go
All right.
with
So
it. I'm taking
what
a
happens is that you come up with counter melody. He seems to snap out of it. And then he turns. Is like, "Hey, why you're following me?" And when he turns, accidentally, he bumps into your trumpet or whatever, the flute or whatever you have, and it falls down the stairs. So it went down a few meters.
Oh no!
And the lullaby stopped because clearly was taken. I mean, she didn't expect this to happen.
Okay.
But I would say that everybody has the chance to take an action before
We get in the
it's
fight.
time to try again.
Fetch.
So Garou goes fetch.
Fetch.
Okay, so you go down the stairs. I try to recover the Piper's flute. Yeah.
For
Okay.
want of just throwing in some descriptor, the flute tastes like bone.
Oh, that
Maybe
Like-
it's made of bones.
is very hard not to want to chew on it and eat it.
You're the only one who's ever likely to put it in their mouth, so you're the only one who's going to know this.
Okay. What about the others? Regina, what do you do?
I think I would try to go to behind Gonzalez to see what's behind, because you're saying the music comes from behind him, right?
Yeah, there is a room. There is a room and a door that is half open. So you can try to enter the door.
Yes, I would go past him. I want to see what's in there.
Okay. He's a bit confused. It seems that he just woke up or something. So you pass him and you open the door, and the room is mostly in darkness. The windows are shut. You cannot see that well. You cannot manage to perceive some shapes from the light that is coming from the corridor. But he was the one with the candle in his hand, so it's a bit still quite dark.
That I honestly think probably Garou should have gone up there.
Guru's being the
yes,
bestest boy in
Will.
fetching my.
The shapes you distinguish are like some kind of bed with I don't know how it's called in English, with the part over it, the
Canopy.
kind of
Canopy bed or four-poster bed.
canopy.
A
Canopy
canopy
bed.
is the thing over
Canopy
the
bed,
top.
yeah, exactly.
It's called a four-poster bed for the whole thing.
Yeah, but then there is something else attached to the ceiling that comes down, and it looks like a veil or something. And it's maybe this size, and it's this kind of white veil that comes down and has some weird appendices at the bottom. And that's as much as you can see. And you perceive that there is someone in the corner because you hear someone breathing.
Okay. Can I keep going, or are we doing other people's action?
No, I mean, like, this is what you see. I would say that you can do something.
I'll snap my finger and say, "Billy, light!" And my torchbearer is gonna light the
Is this
torch.
the other one? Okay, awesome. So what is his descriptor then?
He's big and stupid, but he has a torch.
Yes.
Okay, has a torch but big and stupid.
What am I gonna do?
What? Your action's next. What do you want to do?
Well, okay.
I don't
So
know
I
what-
tell you, I tell you what the torch is illuminating, and then James, you tell me what you do because you're just behind Regina, right? So what's the name of the guy?
Billy.
Dilly.
Damien
Yeah.
and Billy, the terrible
Billy.
duo.
Sorry, Billy.
Yes, Billy.
Okay. Billy. Okay. Typical name of servants. Billy turns on his torch, which
This torch.
he has perfection over the years to be lighted very quickly when in need. And what the fire illuminates is this room. You can see the canopy bed. And the thing that is coming down from the ceiling is some kind of giant cobweb. And the appendices at the end are, you can see that it is something organic. It is maybe a cocoon where somebody is sleeping usually. And in the corner of the room on a chair, you can see a woman. She is probably very beautiful, but not in this moment. And has long dark hair, and her eyes are completely black, like those of a spider. And she's a bit afraid of the fire now that the room is completely illuminated. James, what do you do?
I really don't know what to do. I don't want to say I ready my sword because I feel like the beast might come in and think I'm gonna attack her, and I don't want to run away because I feel like it might chase me. I don't know what to do at this point. What do you think I should do, Regina?
I think you should assert the lady and see if there is any threat in there. But it looks.
Well, I
pretty
guess I take a
threatening.
bow. Maybe it recognizes. I just take like a slow bow to see if it recognizes me as a gentleman or that as an enemy. A gentlemanly bow.
Well, she's just asking why you stopped my song.
Well, I just. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
While you stumble, the beast comes up behind you, and he kind of blocks the door and is like, "Verena, is everything okay? Are these people bothering you?" And she starts to sing again.
Oh, that's
John, Piper, and Garou.
I am waiting for Guru to fetch my pipe.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for when I can finish my action.
You have brought back the flute.
Chucks it at my feet. It's a
And
good
it just
point.
like starts like, and it
As
just
soon as
goes
I
back
give the
down the
pipe-
stairs like a slinky.
Just
As soon as I get pass the pipe off to Piper, I bound after Regina and James because my stupid fleshy weak people are gonna get their ass killed.
As
Unless-
soon as I hear the melody again, I'm going to pick up and do the counter melody again.
Okay. The moment she starts to sing again, you can see that the beast is tensing, and you can hear Garou. You can hear a growl growing from the chest of the beast. Like clearly, her attitude has changed because of whatever this woman is singing. You can feel a threat that is happening very that is building up very quickly.
Now, my one question before I describe running into the room is does the smell that I memorized, is it coming from the cocoon or is it coming from the woman?
It's coming from the woman, but the cocoon is completely has her smell.
Okay, so I burst into the room. I ignore
Because the beast is in front of the door, so it's blocking the door,
he's
and
completely blocked.
yeah, there's he's you're seeing his back, but basically to burst into the room, you would need to push him inside or something.
Or maybe slide
Am I
under
big
him.
enough to do that?
Sorry, Garou.
Am I big enough? I mean, I know I'm a huge wolf, but am I like strong enough? If I'm like running?
Well, you have a fantastic gift that is called the Big Bad Wolf. The Big Bad Wolf, and when you turn it on, you can unleash your rage and receive 3 extra successes instead of 1, thanks to this gift. Well, actually, you turn into a Big Bad Wolf, so you become bigger, and once per scene, you can get even more threatening. And you have to create this descriptor that is either strong, is either using strong, fierce, or unstoppable as keywords. So you employ the strength of 3 men. You can definitely overpower the beast using this gift.
I don't want to use the +3 aspect of that yet. I have plans for that. I just want to be able to get in the room. So is that something that I can begin in order to, because in this case, I would be defending, but I don't know how the beast is compared to my form in terms of if he's...
Okay, so what you can do is that if you turn into the Big Bad Wolf, you could just try to scare the beast away from the door, and you would have an extra success just for turning into that form.
Okay, so I... sensing that my fleshy human weak pack is in danger, I unleash my darkness and swell up, and I just give the most deep and menacing growl that I am capable of to get his attention.
Okay, so the opposition level of Gonsalvos is 5. But you would start from 4 because you have 3 for the descriptor plus 1 because you activated the gift. And remember that once in this scene, you can even have 3 extra. So maybe you keep it for later. Basically, you would have only 1 point of gap to fill to get an outcome with the consequence, or try to get better and maybe either use Soma or roll some dice, whatever you want to do.
So if I use 3 Soma, I could do it with an increment?
Yes.
Okay, no point in reserving Soma. I'm going to use 3 to get an increment on this.
Okay, so what would you like the increment to be? Suggest something and then I'll tell you if it's possible.
I am not picky. I just want him to get out of my way. All I want is for him to move and so that I can get to my companions and the source of the smell.
All right. Not only he gets out of the way, but he snaps out of it again. He just moves towards the bed and he's super confused. Like, what is happening? What is happening here? Who are you? Verena, what's happening? And she stops singing again because she's also afraid now.
And as soon as I'm in the room, I am going to approach her with some serious snarling, full teeth. I'm doing it slowly to give her a chance to surrender, but if she doesn't give me a reason to not do it, I will kill her.
Okay, she's talking straight to your face. She's like, give me my chance at revenge. He doesn't deserve to live and to be loved. Give me my chance. Do you know what he did? And when she says that, you can see that Gonsalvo seems very hurt. Like, what are you saying, Verena? What is this talk?
Am I able to be back in the room at this point?
Yeah, I would say that you are coming just behind Garou because now the door is open and you can go through.
My lord, I would wager that this Verena has led you astray. She does not love you. She is
No, you have it wrong. She loves me. Verena, you love me, right?
Wait, I wanna ask Verena something. What has this man done to you? Exactly what has this man done to you?
I am the last survivor of the village that his friends how do you say, ransacked? Yes,
Slaughtered?
Yeah.
slaughter.
Pillaged.
And I was the one he raped when they told him to become a man. And I will do everything it takes for my revenge. Because this curse he has is not enough. He needs to suffer. He needs to be alone. He needs to see that nobody ever will love him.
So
Well,
by
when
giving
When she says that, Gonçalves breaks down into tears. It's like, no, this cannot be true. And then he goes on his knees.
I'll go and ask the Verena, but why would you kill other people for this?
Yeah, wait, maybe the village. Wait, the other village attacked you, wasn't it?
Sorry, what's the question?
Why would you kill
no,
other people? Why is there?
Why
other
bring other
corpses?
people into this? Why bring other innocents into this?
I wasn't powerful enough. I had to make some deals. Let's put it that way. But now, enough talking. I want you gone, or I will kill you one by one.
My snarl
Are
gets
you-
deeper by that.
I can still control him, and then she starts to sing again.
Tommaso,
Yes.
I'd like to use as I want.
Okay.
As she starts singing, I just clutch her throat. And I say, "No singing. I can use this gift to prevent her from using a gift if I've seen her use it before."
All right.
That's good.
My computer is having a moment of a slowdown. I think the stream is quite demanding, so I cannot check the sheet right now. Can you,
The text I have is, you know that obeying you is the only right way to do things. During the scene,
Yes.
as an additional action, you can choose another character who will be issued a command. In case of an ally, if they do exactly what you tell them, they will receive 1 additional success to their action or increase their opposition level by 1. If you give a peremptory order to ensnare an enemy, they will lower their opposition level by 1. Or, if you've already seen it in action, you can prevent them from using one of their gifts.
Okay, while I reboot my PDF viewer, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get her to stop to sing, or
Yes, I want to prevent her from using her song to control the beast.
okay. She's pretty strong-minded, so her normal opposition level would be 7, but because you're using the as I want, I don't have the gift under my eyes, but if I remember correctly, you can lower her opposition level. So that would be a check that you have to do with 6.
Ooh. Wait, 6d6? Like 6 die?
No,
No, it's a check at 6. And then I have in my descriptors, I am determined to get what I want. That
Yeah,
will get
that
in my
would
way.
count. That would count. So,
That's
okay.
3.
That's 3. Jesus, if I could open the right file, maybe that would help.
Technology always fails just when you need it most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here I have it. All right. Yes. Yeah. You just lower her opposition level, so you have a 6, and your order is stop talking, pretty much.
Yeah, my order is don't use your gift anymore, which
Okay.
is stop
Yeah,
talking.
you can actually. You can actually do that. All right. So you start from 3. How do you fill the gap, and what is the outcome you're aiming for?
Well, I think I'm gonna use. I mean, I have Soma that I'm not using anyway, so I'm gonna use 3 Soma.
Okay, that would give you outcome with a consequence.
Yeah,
Is that
I'll
what you
take
want?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She's taken aback by your peremptory order. She seems panicking, and you can see that she tries to open one window in attempt to escape.
Okay.
As soon as she goes for that window, I'm going to lunge and bite down on her leg.
Okay. How violently are you trying to do that? Are you trying to just stop her or hurt her?
In this case, just stop her. That's
Oh wait! I can use my dark ego. Can I use my dark ego?
okay. I rescind.
Yes, you can.
Pretty much, I can. I choose. Well, It means that she doesn't have any. She can't escape.
Yeah, there's no escape. Yes.
Yeah. You may. Yeah. So
basically, you first have to either challenge her or make clear who you are and why she cannot escape.
fled to any sea you like. I can still find you, for I can still go ahead and try to escape, but I will find you, and I will.
Okay, so
Like
she stops trying to escape from the window, and she turns and she says, "Well, let's finish this now, then." And
right.
she lunges at you. You have the opportunity to do something because what do you want to do?
I really feel like this is going to be a really dumb idea, but
Best ideas.
best ideas.
Yeah,
Even
dumb
though
ideas.
it's calling a
Dumb ideas are
very
always good.
strong and monstrous beast towards us, probably stronger than anything we fought.
So me?
No,
I mean, I
not
think
you.
Guru would be up for this.
So, sorry, just to understand, are you trying to summon your beast?
Yes, I was trying to summon my beast.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I thought. I
Can
think
you
this.
do that indoor?
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
I mean, like she's near a window, so
It's
pretty
just
much.
while outdoors.
Okay, keep in mind that when you summon the beast, then you have to deal with the beast.
Well, Ugh.
But she gets distracted pretty easily. But I mean, that's not something you have to deal with. When you summon it, it might solve you a problem and open another. So,
You just have to hide from it afterwards, and then that'll go away.
Yeah.
Also,
may-
she's hunting specifically you, so that's the thing.
Well, what if it grabs for her first?
Yeah, of course, that's an option.
That would work.
Yeah, and then I'll hide under the bed.
Or in the cocoon. Don't
I-
hide in the cocoon. That just sounds awful. Though.
I know, I know, that's what I thought.
My word.
That's why I said hide under the bed.
Okay, so are you summoning the beast?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys don't know what James is doing, but all of a sudden you start to hear tick tock, tick tock, tick
Oh,
tock, tick
crap.
tock, tick tock, and it's getting louder and louder.
Wouldn't
What
we
is
have
your
heard you
beast?
do this before?
What is your beast, James?
Well, I would say, have you ever played Metroid?
Yes.
Yeah, you know Krang, Crag,
Yes.
the giant monster. Think of that meets Godzilla, and just this towering black, luminescent beast with like a giant stomach. Just like a hand just grabs like the window and just like tears it open. And outside you see this monstrous, ravenous, crocodile-like beast.
Okay,
Lunging.
so she comes out of the forest. She's like tall enough to easily put her arm through the window of the room. She grabs Verena in her hand, and what does she do with her? What do we want to?
Well, I want her maybe like try to toss. I want to say like toss her. Well, maybe she thinks it's me at first, and then just like tosses her tosses her like across the forest.
Okay. So you see Verena.
Get out.
Verena tossed across the forest. You can definitely see her hitting pretty hard some trees. You don't know if she's alive or dead, but she's definitely not in a good condition. The beast is breaking the wall, breaking the other window, tearing down the bed. She's making the house collapse pretty much. So you have just a few moments to get out of the room, and
I will
then
grab the beast under the arm, try and pull him down the stairs with us.
Oh, wait,
which beast
how-
now?
Sorry,
Gonçalves.
Gonzalez.
Okay.
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Gonçalves. Okay.
This is a very
So-
interesting point. Yes, the nice
Yeah.
beast.
He comes with you pretty easily. He seems very discouraged. So he just follows order right now. You don't even need to be Regina. He comes with you. Everything he thought was true doesn't seem to be true. He just follows you. The beast is looking desperately. The other beast, the one that just came, the TikTok beast, just looking for James. James, what do you do to escape?
I rush out of the room without drawing any attention to the beast.
Okay,
Can I-
It's like
let's say
I'm
that-
with the group. I'm with the group.
okay.
Can I
Let's say
throw
that
my-
the TikTok beast just ravages the castle, at least that wing of the castle. Piper, you had something to say?
Can I throw my cloak over him as he goes past to kind of
Yeah, of
he
course.
doesn't look like him when he leaves?
Of
so
course.
So that the beast is confused.
Yeah. So yeah, let's say I don't think she notices you because she's convinced that the beast is pretty stupid. So she's still convinced that James is inside the room. She's trying to destroy everything and look under every possible thing to find James. You managed to basically escape the house. Is this what you guys are doing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we hit
All right,
the Godzilla
so-
threshold.
Just to wrap it up, you escape the house. You can see as you escape in the forest that from a parallel path, there are some villagers with torches that are marching towards the house. They don't know yet what is waiting there for them. Something much worse than the beast that they were trying to kill. Okay? So I think at this point we need to decide what do you don't want to do with Gonçalves. What do you want to check on Verena, and what are you bringing back to the order? Pretty much. So let's determine these three things.
I am tracking down Verena. I have her set memorized. I'm immediately booking it out to make sure she doesn't escape.
Yes. Okay. So you just go into the vegetation. You can track her smell.
Yeah.
You find her dying on the ground. She is completely broken. Most of her bones are just paltry. She's coughing blood. She's still alive, but maybe she has a couple of sentences left.
I definitely came with Garu because I owe my dear friend Dorian a piece of her.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, Regina. Okay, you see her spouting blood, and well, she's just saying, "I did the right thing."
Seeing
You know
that she's dying
I
and
just
no
take my
longer a
stiletto.
threat. Oh.
Sorry, go.
Okay, well, seeing that she's dying and no longer a threat, I just kind of sit down next to her so she doesn't have to die alone.
Okay.
And so I take my stiletto and I turn to Dorian. I say, "So, which piece do you want?"
Well, okay, Garu, you can see that Regina is definitely determined in cutting up Verena. Do you try to wait until she's gone at least, or
For as long as Verena's alive, I will place a paw over her and growl because she basically Garu believes that predators are predators and they prey upon the weak, and she seemed deserved in her actions, and he's gonna protect her until she's gone. Then he doesn't care what happens to the body.
All right. Well, Damien is like, well, my queen, I don't know if I really need a piece until Garou is there. And then Garou, if at some point you move away, you can hear Damien in the background is like, well, if since we're here, maybe I could just get one of her ears or something.
Sure.
Okay. Gonsalvus. Piper and James, Gonsalvus is with you. He's completely broken, but you can see that.
Okay, big guy.
Sorry. While you're running away, after some minutes that Garou and Regina went to run after Verena, Gonsalvus is turning back into a man. It's like, what's happening? What's happening?
Well, for a start, you need some clothes, mate.
Well, I mean, like, pretty much, he would still have his massive clothes on, right?
Yeah,
he wouldn't be
probably.
fully naked. So he's just
that's true. It would look weird, but his only comment is that, the tribute of blood was somebody I deeply loved. Oh no. Well, you see that he's desperate, and at the same time somewhat relieved by the new condition he finds himself in after giving up hope that this could be something in his future.
My lord Gonsalvos, can you still do that clicky thing with the animating things?
I mean, like, he said it was part of his his
curse. No, the only
curse.
reason is because until Tomasa said that, I was going to say we should take him back to the Order as a hunter. But he's ruined that!
Yes, well, he turns towards some of the vegetation there, and he tries to do it, and nothing happens. It's like, no, it's gone. It's gone.
It's
Then-
okay.
I'm sorry.
This way he can actually live like the life he's always wanted to, right?
My lord, I would suggest you lead a better life.
Mhm.
One
All right.
than the one that you had destined for you before this curse.
So Gonsalvus probably will try to improve his condition in the future and reflect on his mistakes. After closing the case, you leave Romania and go back to the Order, where you communicate the death of Katerina and the father, and you explain what you think happened and that you probably lifted the course. But
I think we did the wrong
you
thing.
you don't mention about the TikTok beast and the villagers. Actually, I would like to go around the table to know a final thoughts from each one of you about how things went, and what you tell to yourself, what happened, and are you happy with how the case was resolved? Let's start from John Piper.
I would think that we resolved the case very well. We identified who is responsible for the deaths of Katarina and her father. We spared an innocent. Well, I say innocent. The more innocent one of the two of them, by getting the beast. Getting Gonsalvos out of the house and turned back into a human, so that the mob wouldn't come and attack him. Especially seeing as they're after the woman, Verena, and him, technically, but we saved him. We may have abandoned some foolhardy men to a giant Godzilla-style monster, but I think that's what they get for trusting Gaston.
Yes, that's good. Regina.
Well, Regina is very pleased with the results. There was a mission. They were supposed to go and find something. They did. They found the girl, and then they found who killed it, and then they killed it. So she paid all her debts, and now she has a new estate to invest in. So she's
Very
very
well.
Is she going to buy the estate?
Of course.
Well, now it's going to be very, very cheap, I think.
Yeah.
Probably with the intervention
Probably
of the
need some
local family.
renovation. We need some renovation in the main quarters.
Yes, but that's small people job, not mine.
James, from your point of view.
I do think we found the well, I don't think we found everything that we needed. There's still the cocoon, which we still don't know anything about.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't think the
I'm-
cocoon is there anymore now that Godzilla.
Yeah, I know. It's
Whatever.
smushed. But maybe there's still something underneath the castle. We never checked.
Okay, so maybe a hook for future investigation. And Garou, how do you feel about it?
Oh wait, I'm still not finished.
Okay, sorry.
I'm still a little shaken about the beast. Hopefully it does not find me again.
Yeah, but
But
that's,
I'm a little happy how convenient it is. It was.
yeah, it can be useful. Even your enemies can be useful sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, Garou.
Garu's not very thrilled with this. Dumbass humans fouled things up like dumbass humans do. That the whole Godzilla thing messed up a lot of the terrain and the poor wildlife. And he feels like Verena didn't get a chance to die a proper predator's death. And so he's just not too thrilled about the event, but it's over. So
What would you like to do better in the future?
not call Godzilla.
Okay, all right, guys. I think this is it for today.
Well, I didn't really call him. He just came up.
I'm teasing, but yeah, that's Guru's point of view.
Okay. I think we're done for today. Thank you for playing. We are nearing the 4 hours of stream, so I think this went. I mean, I expected 3 hours, but we are on the long side. But yeah, I think I don't know. I enjoyed the game. I hope that you enjoyed as well.
I actually thought it was really fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
I really want to
had a
introduce
good
my
time.
other friends to it. I've always wanted to play this.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
And
very
I'm
happy
so
to hear
happy
that.
that I was able to play it today. Thank you very much.
I think that can be done again in the future as soon as we get more scenarios done. And this, to be honest, like actually, this one wasn't. It's not one of the scenarios in the book. It's a scenario that one of the moderators of our community on Discord brought, and he tried it with some Italian guys, and I asked the notes, and that's it. And actually, we do have a version of the Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
I actually first thought it was Donkey Skin. That's what I thought.
Donkey Skin. Okay, no, no. We have a scenario about the Beauty and the Beast, but it's different from this one. So this is an alternative version, and I think it's kind of interesting to play another version, so you can see when you get the book that, well, with the same fairy tale, you can actually do pretty different stuff. Yeah, and that's it. I think we'll talk again on the Discord. Thank you for anyone who followed the game until the end. And well, I hope you enjoyed. Again, the game is going to be on late pledge on Backer Kit from the 6th of September 2021. I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but that's
Always good to future proof.
Yeah, on the screen you can see the address. It's not going to be active until that date, but it's going to be open for some time after that.
Hopefully you guys don't get sued by my profile pic I just chose.
No, I don't think so. Hopefully not. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Don't close the
stream.
The browser. We just say goodbye to the others, and then we have a little chat. Okay.
Okay.
So don't do
Bye.
anything. Okay. Thank you very much.
Don't turn this off. Don't turn this off.